G'day, battlers, and we are hopefully live. I'm really hopeful that we are live on this fifth attempt now. We are 17 minutes late, but we're pretty much here for the Silph Arena 2021 World Championship Prelims, which is essentially a chance for some of the best battlers in the world to get an opportunity to fight it out, get an invitation to the Silph Arena 2021 World Championship Finals, which is happening tomorrow. So I know we've kind of had to do this a few times now, but Dr. Trotter, say g'day, welcome us all in. Hopefully we're all in. Really praying here.
I'm looking at it, and once this ad's finished, I'll find out if we're live. And thanks for having us here, Steve. I'm really happy. Looking forward to seeing some of the best battlers in the world. And this is definitely one of those tournaments you can say best battlers in the world, because that's exactly what it is. We've got one of four people, four or four people are battling, but one of the people is sort of in the top four from each of their respective regions. We've got number 1, 2, 3, 4 from one of each of the different regions, and these should be some really high quality battles. And just FYI, we are live, so I can see it there.
Yep.
Which is really encouraging. And yeah, I mean, I haven't actually. I've looked at the teams, but I don't know what was the meta for this, Steve. It was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, so first of all, I do want to say thanks to everyone who has been holding. We have got there in the end, so hopefully we'll go without a hitch from here. But yeah, the meta is a pretty interesting one. So it's Open Great League with some bans. So it's kind of like a Great League remix where they banned the 13 top Pokemon from the Great League specialists in factions. So they've taken the most used Pokemon from Factions Great League and banned them from this one. So it's a Great League remix with a little bit of a Silph twist, I suppose, which it's kind of a cool idea. So if you look at the PvP poke rankings, there's lots of things like Defense Deoxys and Bastiodon that are kind of around the top. But in saying that, don't worry, because there are not very many Bastiodons around. I don't think there are any Bastiodons in this particular tournament, which is an important distinction. As you kind of said before, we've got 4 different groups, group 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each one of those groups has one player from APAC, one player from North America, one player from EU, and one player from Latin America. So without further ado, I know we've been a little bit lost here with the stream getting out, but I will take a look at the players that we are going to be watching play through this battle, because they are seriously not only some of the best, but one of the best in the world, the best in the world potentially, and that is Dunebug on the left here, number 1 global rank for Silph Season 3, number 1 national rank, super duper, almost always number 1 on the GPL leaderboards. Not always, but you get the deal. He's a very big deal and a very scary competitor to have in your group. The other 3 players have to be a little bit cautious. They have to be wary that we have to basically defeat Dunebug or do really well, which, again, they're pretty good. I mean, Iamero, who is the Latin America representative in this group, number 24 in the world, number 2 in Mexico. That's still an incredibly high ranking. It's not like it's entirely a Dunebug versus the world sort of scenario here. There's some really good battles. And actually, worth mentioning as well that Dunebug is representing Mesa Gaming and Iamero is representing 7-Eleven Gaming in this tournament as well, which is another kind of cool little angle to it all. And that...
Yeah.
And playing...
big deal.
Yeah, playing for them in factions as well. And the other 2 players in this tournament representing APAC and EMEA, which is the new name for the EU region, bringing in the Middle East and Africa. Yesterdaysan, who is representing Japan, number 1 from Japan, 186 in the world, elite ranked battler. And we've also got Stonecollection from Germany, number 2 in Germany, number 6 in the world, which means Germany is pretty stacked if they've got 2 out of the top 6 in the world. There might be a little bit of skill going around there, but these are the four players who have come in. Unfortunately, we don't have a setup where we can see all of the teams at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to be jumping through the battles one by one, and the teams are going to be on screen there. And essentially, the way this tournament works, which I probably should have explained a little bit earlier, is that it is a round robin format. So each one of these players is going to have to play the other 3 players. And then whoever comes out on top at the end will go through to the Silph Arena World Championship Finals tomorrow in under 24 hours. With that said, is there anything else you want to add in before we kind of jump into taking a look at the teams?
No, let's jump in. I do want to say quickly, though, that the medal tally for some of these combatants is very impressive. We've just finished the Olympics, and yeah, you would be happy with the tally from Stonecollection and Dunebug there. So, wow,
Yeah.
well done. What a season for those battlers. All four of these battlers actually. So, congratulations to them. And yeah, let's get in. I'm feeling it, Steve. Let's go.
All right, sounds good. So we are going to be starting off with Dunebug versus Iamero, a very big battle straight away. And the icons are a little bit small, but we do have the teams there. We've got Dunebug with the Swampert, Alolan Marowak, Shadow Gardevoir, Pelipper, Regirock, and Cresselia down the bottom. And then we've got Iamero, Zero's team with Steelix, Politoed, Galvantula, Frostlass, Mandibuzz, and Defense Deoxys squished a little bit there in the bottom little box there. So kind of looking at this teams, is anything kind of standing out to you as like a must bring for either player in this matchup?
No, well, nothing's standing out as a must bring, but I mean, looking at Dunebug's team, there is only really one Mon that's going to lose super hard to Galvantula, which is very, very rare. Like Galvantula is usually that solid pick, but like, I mean, there's a Swampert, there's an AWAC, there's a Regirock. Those are all going to do some massive work against Galvantula, but you might feel like you need that Galvantula because there's that Pelipper on Dunebug's side. It's like it's that's like one of those key critical matchups that if you can't quite get, um, I mean, this could run away quickly for Dunebug's favor. Obviously, though, you've got the Mandibuzz, you've got even got DD and Frostlass, which can also still do work against Pelipper. So it may not be all doom and gloom. You may not need to bring Galvantula as much as you feel like you do when you've got a Galvantula on your team. So it'll be really good to see how this one rolls through. And I mean, the other thing is, what moves does that Steelix have? Steelix has become a fast move Mon. Like it can change its dynamic. So it'll be really good to see
Yeah.
how these guys go through. And I mean, watching the best in the world, so they're gonna know the counts. They're gonna know energy. They're gonna know everything. And it's whoever can line this up and get the matchups that they want.
Yeah, this is legend v legend. So they've got to this point by really knowing what's going on, really being able to hopefully identify their win conditions in any sort of matchup. Even if Dunebug's Pelipper was up against that Galvantula, you know his brain would just be working to figure out, okay, what's my win con now? Am I going to be able to get this weather ball off? Do I have to sack swap here? Can I catch the Volt Switch onto another Pokemon? There's all sorts of games going on that these high level players can sort of get to that us scrubs, lower tier. I mean, I know you're an elite battler, but look, you're not Dunebug.
No, I'm definitely not Dunebug. But one thing I do know is if Dunebug's Pelipper gets locked into that Galvantula, Dunebug's thinking two Pokemon down the track. He's not thinking about that Pelipper anymore. He's thinking about the next Pokemon, how he can get a positive situation to get the next Pokemon into a position to win the game because it ain't going to be that Pelipper against Galvantula.
Yeah, exactly right. So I guess with that said, we can jump into the first battle. So it'll be starting off straight away. So take us away, Dr. Trotter.
All right, and there is that Pelipper for Dunebug, and it's up against the Mandibuzz. So, oh, and it's a Snarl Mandibuzz, so we don't have that Air Slash. But look at that energy gen on both sides. It's just going so quickly. No shield in, so I didn't see. Is this a Dark Pulse?
Foul
And
play.
it's foul play. Thank goodness one of them's in English. I could see that. And double weather ball here, but going for the Hurricane. This will not KO a Mandibuzz, but it will do a sizable chunk of damage here. And it goes, and wow, it is just not enough. And an instant swap to Swampert, Steve.
Yeah, this is sort of a case where these battlers are, again, sort of making sure they have energy, they have damage in the right spot so that they know they can sort of win switch advantage. So I think Dunebug potentially here recognizes that, okay, now that I've landed that Hurricane, I am going to be able to win this matchup with Swampert if this Mandibuzz stays around. And then I kind of wonder if he's kind of a little bit confident that there may not be a Galvantula just because it wasn't coming out to maybe try and take the Pelipper. We are going to see Iamero swap out to the Defense Deoxys, which isn't necessarily a great matchup on either side. It's another one of these sort of neutral matchups. Hydro Cannons are definitely going to do a fair amount of damage there, but getting able to tank a few of them. Swampert is getting pretty low and going for the Psycho Boost. I think that might have been a CMP tie there. Dunebug knowing the counts pretty well, and this, I mean, again, it's a Hydro Cannon, so it's not going to take this Deoxys out, but I think that Psycho, yeah, it was a CMP tie, which at this point I think will take out the Swampert. And then it's a case of, do you bring in Pelipper to farm, or do you bring in the, what was it, Regirock in the back? Regirock's probably a bit scary.
Yeah, you're probably not going to bring in Regirock. You're down a shield here, so you're going to try and farm it down before it gets to that Psycho Boost, and it does get the Psycho Boost and lets it go because I mean you can't really waste that shield there. Oh wow, Psycho Boost not taking out the Pelipper. I thought it would do a touch more damage than that, Steve.
Yeah, I guess it was already debuffed from the Psycho Boost before, but we're actually seeing that Regirock may be a really powerful Pokemon for Dunebug in the back here. Got the Mandibuzz and the Steelix hanging out in the back and has the shield advantage, I think. So going for the Weather Ball here, this is definitely going to be... not quite taking the Mandibuzz out. And, okay, Mandibuzz is keeping their energy, catching the Weather Ball onto the Steelix. So has to be careful. There is going to be a charge move coming from that Mandibuzz in the back there and burning the shield on the Weather Ball. That is really nice for Dunebug here. Dunebug would like to land the Focus Blast onto this Steelix and do not get hit by the Earthquake. But as you said earlier, the moveset considerations on the Steelix, we are seeing the Dragon Tail Steelix, which doesn't charge up energy that fast, which is a little bit unfortunate. Definitely going to burn this shield on the Focus Blast, and I think it's guaranteed to get to another Focus Blast before Steelix can get 2 Earthquakes off.
Yes, and they've thrown one early here before they got to the Earthquake. And oh my goodness, and Dunebug calling it. This is why when you're battling these sorts of people, you can't just hope that they're not counting because they are 100% all over these counts. Has to go for the second crunch now, which would KO. So maybe that was the plan instead of worrying about the Earthquake is just to land the 3 crunches.
Yeah.
But there's the Focus Blast. Oh, is this going to quite take out Steelix? It will be very close.
Oh, just not. Hey, okay, we're seeing the swap out to Mandibuzz. I think they were hoping to get the 30% defense debuff from the crunch as well, so that this foul play might do a little bit more damage. I think Regirock, not quite taking it out. Bringing the Pelipper, one quick move. How much health did that Steelix have? Dragon Tail takes it down. Just one fast move. Just one fast move. Oh my god. Lock on. Did we just see a Regirock lock on down a Steelix? Did that just happen?
Wow.
One Dragon Tail from death?
So close. That was that was so close. If Dragon Tail was slightly faster, it takes it out. That was 1 HP. Because lock on does 1 damage and it was 1 lock on to kill. Oh my gosh, that was such a close, sweaty battle. Well played to both battlers.
That's the first game
of the
World Championship Prelims.
My heart, I don't know if I can take another 20 of these battles, Steve. That's so good.
That's such an incredible sort of read on the scenario from Dunebug there, going, okay, I'm going to bring in the Pelipper here to eat this down from the Dragon Tail, and then I'm going to bring in the Regirock, who is, because it's a 1-turn move, he must have been sitting... I'm just going to imagine Dunebug just confidently sitting there going, like, yeah, I know I can lock on you down before the damage from the Dragon Tail registers. I know how many turns this is going to take, and just... That is just... Oh my god. I'm a little bit shocked.
Anyone was confident.
I don't
think anyone was confident in that. That's just too close. And that could have gone either way, that battle. That's incredible. Well played to both battlers there. There's nothing else but well played.
Yeah, exactly right.
And moving to game 2.
Yeah, moving into game 2. Again, we're going to be jumping right into it. And we've got the Swampert up against the Frostlass, which, again, is a bit of a case of a bit of a neutral spot where it depends who wants to invest the shield, who wants to go for the charge move. But that Swampert is definitely going to be really outpacing the Frostlass. Looks like he might be going up for the Earthquake, or otherwise just maybe going for the back-to-back, maybe just charging up energy for later on. But is it going to shield up this Avalanche to keep that Swampert healthy? Recognizing that that Steelix was a pretty good Pokemon in the last game, maybe wanted to keep it around a little bit. And we're seeing the, oh my gosh, he tapped on the Hydro Cannon. We saw the attempted catch on the Politoed, but it didn't go through. So he was able to swap over to the Earthquake. That is really, really lucky for Dunebug there. And seeing the swap out to Pelipper as well to soak up this damage.
Oh no, and it is not a Blizzard Politoed. So running the Legacy Earthquake, and this Weather Ball is going to take it out. And was that Galvantula there for Iamero? No, so it's got the Frostlass and the DD to deal with this Pelipper. But being upper shield, it's not too bad, but yeah, that's going to be hard with that excuse me, hard with that Swampert in the back there with not too much energy because it did throw the Earthquake, but it's going to put a lot of pressure here. So coming out with the Weather Ball from the Pelipper, going to do not a huge amount. Oh, wow, we're getting a shield here on the Frostlass. I guess was worried about the hurricane. No, there was nowhere near hurricane energy.
No, just recognize
Uh,
me. Oh, okay. So I guess they wanted to keep the energy for later, but catching the weather ball onto the Deoxys to to keep that Frostlass for later. We all know that a Frostlass with energy can be a very scary little Pokemon, and we're seeing the counter swap into is Charm Shadow Glade. Oh, Dunebug. Oh, oh, Dune. Oh dear.
it feels bad. No. So I was actually interested to see if they're going to be running Confusion or not, and eating that Rock Slide unusually well,
Yeah.
and it's the Charm down. Charm Shadow Glade is no joke. With shields here, gets fast moved down. Wow. So close. And what do you come out with here, Steve?
You see, it's a game of whether you think they're going to try and throw the charge move straight away. Because if you did, you would bring out Pelipper, but deciding to bring in the Swampert, get that little bit of energy, deciding to burn the shield as well, has the Hydro Cannon. So we'll see if it looks like he might be mad tapping. Oh no, he's not. Oh, okay, okay. Gonna let this Avalanche come through. This isn't going to take out the Swampert, is it?
It should just survive this. Or is it? It'll be very,
Oh
very close.
no!
No.
Oh my gosh! Are
Are we
you
getting a
serious?
fast move down?
Are you serious?
Oh
From
my goodness.
We went from the last game with the 1 HP lock on down from Regirock on Steelix, and we've just gone into a tie. Uh, if you didn't believe that these were the best battlers in the world fighting tooth and nail to get into the World Championship finals, I think you should probably be convinced now that this is an absolutely insane tournament. Oh my gosh.
That is so close there. And going down to fast moves. Two wing attack versus. Oh my goodness.
And if that Shadow Glade
So
got an
sweaty.
extra charm through, was Frostlass 1 charm away from KO or 2 charms away?
I think it was one. I think it was one. If that charm had gone through, that would have been game.
Wow.
So sweaty, so close.
And I think it was Iomera who went down with a shield in tow as well that they didn't get to use. So I wonder if there was
Yeah,
a case they could have used that shield and completely secured the game in their favor there. Uh,
you always feel like that at the end of a battle, but in the moment, like a shield potentially means that different Pokemon are fighting each other at different times. So it's not always a case of if I shielded, I would have won.
yeah.
Now,
It's
if I
also,
shielded that
yeah.
Rock Slide on the Gallade, I mean on the Gardevoir, I would have won. It doesn't always end up playing out like that. Because somebody then gets extra farm, which they didn't have before, which means they get to an extra charge move, blah blah.
You're exactly right. And it's also a bit of a threat. Like, because I have this shield, you can't throw a charge move now because then you're just giving me a free turn. So there's also those sort of considerations that are around to take into it. So we're going to be going into game 3 here, but it is still 1-0 in Dunebug's favor. You could call it 2-1 with still 2 games to go, but that's hecky. That is. This is one sweaty tournament. Game 3, take it away, Dr. T.
Replay, let's go. And this is a really cool, fun matchup. I love this. Oh, an insta swap. Insta swap into that
Ooh.
Swampert, which is very unusual. Oh, that's because they've got the Regirock in the back to counter it. And DD is not that hard Swampert counter. So, yeah, very, very interesting seeing as the insta swap in, sort of almost functioning like a safe swap for both battlers. And they are going up to the double Psycho boost.
And they
And
don't shield. They don't shield
no
the Earthquake and let
shield.
it go. Whoa. That is so rough. Because now this Frostlass basically has to take like... This is a healthy Swampert. Like, it's down to the yellow now, but it is a healthy Swampert. It's going to be able to get a lot of charge moves off if Frostlass doesn't throw the charge moves back. And this actually puts Dunebug in a pretty good position because he's got that Regirock in the back. And we were seeing the Frostlass on Almera's side and Cresselia as well, which Regirock can still do some fight up against. So I think at the moment, this is looking pretty solid in Dunebug's favor and burning the shield on that Avalanche as well. Keeping this Swampert around, we'll be able to get to another Hydro Cannon. And wow, just going for it.
Yeah, that's a big no-shield call because you were then forced to use one shield on the Frostlass anyway. Bet Imero, if he'd had his time again, would have shielded there. And a swap into the Cresselia,
Whoa.
wanting to get a little bit of energy and not even throwing the Shadow Ball, recognizing that needs the Frostlass in the back there to finish off that Swampert at some point.
Yeah,
But this
definitely.
is old, tall order for Steelix, who, I mean, let's be honest, a fan favorite for a lot of people is Steelix, but no shielding the first crunch because it won't KO. No debuff. No debuff.
Very unfortunate. But I mean, these grass knocks are going to add up. But just look at like Dunebug's side, the Pokemon on the right hand side. He's still got a full health Regirock, and there's not a lot of health left on Iamaro's side. So Cresselia has to burn all of these grass knots on this Steelix to try and take it out before Steelix takes it out. But then it's pretty much going to have nothing to throw at the Regirock in the back. Psycho Cut just doesn't do enough damage. It's Psycho Cut versus Confusion on Cresselia is one of those cases where you're deciding to do big psychic damage in the fast moves, or you're choosing which what type of damage you want to do with the Grass Knot or the Moonblast. But it leaves you not going to be able to do much there. And now we're going to see that Regirock come in. We're almost going to see a lock on down of that Steelix. But bringing the Frostlass, surely this just has to go in Dunebug's favor here, right?
Yeah, it's very solid for Dunebug, but in this situation, Frostlass is actually a really nice Pokemon to bring in because Rock does not resist these avalanches. So you need 2 avalanches to KO. Oh, and they do get the Stone Edge off. So Shield coming up, and you've got to assume they're going to farm, but Dunebug's got to be tapping on that Swampert as soon as another charge move gets thrown here.
Yeah. The catch is ready. It's just going to be whether Iamaro calls that they're going to swap straight away, whether Dunebug waits a turn. When are they going to swap? Oh my gosh. Gets to the charge. Oh, are we going to see a lock on down?
No, because I believe that Swampert has enough energy to take out the Oh no, he chooses to eat it. My goodness, we're going to see a mud shot down here, Steve.
We saw an attempt at a lock on down. Unfortunately, Dunebug already played that card. We're not going to see 2 lock on downs in a single round. Oh my god, Dunebug is. I mean, whoops, that was round 2, by the way. That I accidentally just replayed.
Oh, I have Marrow. That was still like he was in a very hard spot as soon as that DD went down. And there probably wasn't a huge amount of win cons from that point. But he brought the battle back to like quarter health HP. Swampert that's how much lost. Lost by a quarter of a HP Swampert. Still a very, very close battle in the end.
Yeah. Do these guys know that like they're just trying to get the maximum use out of the HP they bring into the battle? They're like, all right, I've got 100 HP on this guy, 120 on this, 240 on this, and I'm going to get down to like 2, and that's how I'm going to win this thing. I'm getting every little bit of value I can out of these Pokemon, and I like when I'm in a spot where I've just won by 1 HP, it is pure luck. There is zero strategy that is going into like, oh yeah, I just finished off with this one fast move. These guys are calculated. They are like, I'm going to catch this. I know that if I stay in this matchup, I'll either win or you'll have to throw the crunch to try and take me out. And then Swampert will be able to come in and take it out because you will not be able to get enough energy to throw a charge move and threaten Swampert as well. It is just such high level gameplay. And that does actually put Dunebug at the 2-1 spot, winning against Imero. But because this is a round robin tournament, you actually want to win every single game you can in case you go 2-1. Because if you're 2-1, and someone else is 2-1, then you're going to go to the first tiebreaker, which is battle wins. So it's really important for Dunebug to win this one out. And worth noting as well that the secondary tiebreaker is who wins the head-to-head. So the fact that Dunebug has beat Imera means that if they are the 2 battlers who at the end of the tournament are 2-1, that Dunebug will go ahead as the winner in that case. But that said, we'll jump into the final game here with the Pelipper up against Deoxys. Instant smile from Dr. Trotter, and I guess we'll see what they kind of do this time around. Again, we know that Deoxys is not run that Thunderbolt, so we'll only be going for the rock sides here, and does go for it straight away. And I guess we'll see if Dunebug does burn the shield. They're burning the shield straight away, which I think is what they did in the first game. They hard shielded that Pelipper as well, if I'm remembering that right. I think.
I do not recall that, but it's... I mean, Pelipper's such a pain in the neck for Imero's team without the Galvantula. Like, it can manage it, but you're managing it. You're not walling it. And, I mean, there's nothing better than walling somebody else's Pokemon. And interesting, a switch into Swampert, when you're down a shield, you know that they're going to be throwing these Psycho Boosts out and switch
Ooh.
into that Politoed, which is great. Politoed will even survive an earthquake. Does a lot of damage, but don't need to shield here because this Swampert has been such a thorn in Iamaro's side so far in these battles. You know, and you're happy to take that earthquake here because you're going to get switch and you're not going to waste your shield. You're going to keep that shield advantage and shield advantage,
Oh.
frost slash in the back. You know, are you thinking what I'm thinking, B1?
I think I am B2. This is going to be unfortunate. But Pelipper come in, doesn't quite get the full farm down, gonna have to eat a weather ball, which it is gonna be able to do completely fine. One more fast move and that Politoed is gonna go down. I think just the last fast move has to register. Oh no, able to get the second weather ball through. Still not gonna
Yeah,
take it out though.
there wasn't a sneak in before the charge move went off there, but we've seen there's a charm Gallade in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and how many? We're basically just sitting here. How many shields does Charm Gallade need to survive that Frostlass matchup? It's gonna be Charm versus Energy Gen.
Oh,
Ooh,
oh.
CMP.
And this is so good for Dunebug because that means that Deoxys is going to be gone. Doesn't need to use its charms on that. And Frostas is coming in, going to be taking a weather ball or a shield as well. Sure, you have to shield. I mean, Imari doesn't know it, but that charmer in the back means that you need to use your shields as early as possible. But this Frostas now needs to get to two
Right.
charge moves before it gets charmed down. And look, it's
It's
ooh,
not getting there. It's not getting there.
it's at two.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's at two.
But there's still a Pelipper in the back.
Ooh, don't tell me. Okay. Oh no. Were
No,
they
they
trying
weren't at
to
the second one.
were they trying to get another powder snow in there as well? That's
They were back to they needed to go back to back. And Charm Gardevoir,
Shadow.
Shadow Charm Gardevoir wins the match for Dunebug.
Yeah.
Look, like it's hard because I personally I think like a Shadow Charm is perfectly fine in Silph. I know a lot of us get very angry when it's in a different format and you don't know it's coming and like you've got two shields left and you just get charmed down. Kind of toxic. But in this format, you know it's there, you can prepare for it. And I mean that's what Dunebug did in the end. Just got it into a position where it's tap, 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 dead.
Yeah. And tap tap dead it was indeed. Winning two out of the four battles that they did with that charm Glade. That was such
Oh,
like
God of War.
the first three games went lock on down, tie, 1 HP win. Or a little bit of HP win. And that's just I don't know if I'm ready for the rest of the tournament. I don't know if my body can handle it because we've still got essentially 5 more matchups to go. But Dunebug is escaping the first round with the 3-0, although it does not feel like a 3-0. Like,
It's so close. But I don't think Dunebug's escaping anything. I think Dunebug's put a bit of a stamp on this tournament so far. With yeah, just some really, really amazing battles. And no shame to Iamaro. Those were so close. And it doesn't like yeah, you're right. It doesn't feel like you just lost 3-0. It probably hurts like you did, but
yeah.
it's not. It was such a close battle. So cannot wait to see what our other two competitors have
Yeah.
brought to the
All
table.
right, so jumping over into the other battle in the first round is Yesterday-san versus Stonecollection, who've got some same Pokemon, some different. We've got Yesterday-san with the other side, the Swampert, Frostas, Nidoqueen, Mandibuzz, Ferrothorn, and Hypno, and then Stonecollection running the Sylveon. We're seeing another Charmer appear. Defense Deoxys, Mandibuzz, Swampert, Cofagrigus. I'm scared of chat. I'm scared they're going to destroy me.
Cofagrigus.
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 Cofagrigus. And the Shadowfly gone down the bottom. So Stonecollection is gone. They've brought some spice in here, and I'm kind of all for it. Even though, like again, it is a charmer. It's one of those Pokemon that they do generally work similarly. I'm kind of interested as to why they've gone for Sylveon as their charmer as opposed to another charmer, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Wigglytuff was banned. I'm not sure if it was in the 13 that were banned. I don't think it was.
Even then, like you'd have to think Sylveon's probably one of the worst charmers. It's probably one of the. It's probably one of the bulkier charmers. Once you get Yeah, actually no, it's not because it was Clefable and Wigglytuff are both bulkier. So unless both of those Pokemon were banned, which I can't really imagine they would have been, um, maybe it's just a fan favorite for Stone Collection, and
Yeah.
he wanted a pretty Charmer, and the other ones were ugly.
I mean, look, I think if you want to bring the Pokemon you love, I think the Charm role is a role that you definitely can swap it around to a Charmer that you like the most, because for the most part, they are there for one role and one role only, and that is to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately for Stone Collection, though, Yesterday-san has brought the Nidoqueen, which is like one of the hardest counters you can bring to a Charmer. It does so much poison damage. The poison fangs come off so fast. It's a little bit rough, and I'm kind of feeling like it may mean that we either see a little bit of RPS in terms of lining the Sylveon up away from the Nidoqueen. No, I guess that's not so much RPS, but if Nidoqueen lands on the Sylveon, that is bad news bears for Stone Collection. So I'm kind of curious, and Cofagrigus is another kind of interesting pick. Like, it's obviously very new, so maybe Stone Collection might be banking on the fact that while the other three battlers are really good battlers, and obviously playing, doing really well in Go Battle League, it doesn't necessarily mean they know all of the Cofagrigus matchups yet. So it could be potentially playing on unfamiliarity.
It's something you really learn on. It's Swampert's looking very solid there for Yesterday San. No specific hard counter aside from the wall that is Mandibuzz because it's just so bulky. So that'll be really really interesting. And look, I'm just gonna be 100% biased, and I'll be cheering for APAC here. 'Cause, we are APAC, and I'd love to see Yesterday San do very well. But who knows? It's not about one Pokemon. There are 3 out of your 6 available, and it's how you use all of them together.
Would you like to have a look? Would you like to have a look at how they use them?
Oh yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, we'll put it on. We'll put it on. And hey, Cofagrigus.
Interesting lead here because you kind of think that your Ghost normally have those poison subtypes from Gengar and Haunter, but this is pure Ghost versus pure Grass Steel. So everything is going to be sort of neutral on both sides, and a mirror shot, and not running Power Whip.
I think that it got the mirror shot debuff on the attack on the Cofagrigus, which is really nice. Obviously, you have to read between the lines a bit because we are seeing 2 sides that do not have English, and we are certainly 2 English speakers. But still, these mirror shots are definitely going to be adding up here. So I cut you off a little bit before. What were you going to say?
No, that's fine. I was literally just I was saying there's no Power Whip on Ferrothorn, which is a very unusual matchup because it surely this means it doesn't do as well against that Swampert.
Yeah, I think 100% right. I think it's actually a really interesting call on Yesterday-san's side, because I guess knowing that Azumarill is going to be banned, you may not need that Power Whip, and I think the Mirror Shot Thunder moveset makes it a much more utility for Pokemon, and is presumably really going to surprise Stone Collection if they ever see something that might get thundered. Like if Mandibuzz comes in, I don't think they're going to be expecting the Thunder to come out, but we're actually seeing the Snipe bringing in the Frostlass to take down the rest of the health, get a little bit of that energy advantage, because again, I've said it before on this stream, I will say it again, Frostlass with energy is a scary Pokemon. And we're seeing the first Avalanche come through, and the Mandibuzz shield comes up. I want to protect that darn thing, and we'll just I think he's going to be able to get to what I'm going to guess is a foul play based on the energy. I think evenish with the Aerial Ace.
Schmatzada. I don't know. Dark Pulse will find out. Let's find out from the animation. Do you know your animation, Steve?
I do not, although
it is a foul play. It is not a Dark Pulse.
There you go.
Oh shit, though. Because I think at that point, Dark Pulse may have come close to KOing after some snarls, but foul play you would just survive, and building out some extra energy here for Stone Collection side, and just getting in there ahead. So really knowing your accounts, knowing your energy, super important, as we saw in the first sets of battles, how close it can be.
Yeah. And knowing turns as well, because that Mandibuzz would not have a high attack stat as Frostlass, and Frostlass just got to that charge move. So really timing it like as perfectly as you can. And we're seeing the swap out there into Deoxys to take on the Ferrothorn, and we're seeing the Mirror Mandibuzz come out now. No Thunderbolt on the Deoxys, so we are going to see bulk Rock Slides coming through. There is no way that anyone's going to be Psycho Cutting Mandibuzz unless they want to let their own Deoxys fall as fast as possible. But we are, because I kind of always feel like Deoxys is sort of like a fighting-ish type because it's got that counter, but it's not. It's not going to take super effective damage from these from the Aerial Aces. And he's going to take super effective damage from those foul plays.
Foul play, and it's going to beat it to the next move and throw straight away. Interesting. Throwing straight away onto here. Not wanting to risk getting an extra hit. And oh my gosh, this is a close one.
Yeah. Yesterdaysan did get an extra snarl in. But this is one of those matchups that, like, you don't even need to use that new GBL exploit where you can, like, slow down the switch timer, because this is going to be such a slow matchup that you can do whatever you want. This matchup could potentially time out on its own. We're going to see the back and forth Aerial Ace, Aerial Ace, Aerial Ace. We're seeing the tiny little bit of health on Yesterdaysan's Ferrothorn. It could be used as a swap. It could be used to potentially soak up some damage from that opposing Mandibuzz. I'm kind of curious as to how this is going to go. No catch there.
This is looking like it's in Stonecollection's favor because they do have a second charge move already built up, and throwing the Dark Pulse. Yeah, I don't think it really matters at this point.
Catch?
And very cautious of a catch. No catch. Oh, so this is going to be one snarl and then onto that Ferrothorn.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah!
Ferrothorn's gonna take it out.
Go APAC!
Wow!
And that is why Stonecollection did not throw straight away, and it was a time up too. Time up was there in that battle.
I mentioned it. We saw the Mandibuzz mirror and we timed up at the 0. Wow, that's so clutch for Yesterdaysan. And I know that the Ferrothorn moveset hasn't quite come into play yet. We've only seen that mirror shot, but wow, they must be really happy with themselves that they have brought that mirror shot in, because it seems to have done a pretty good job for them there, reducing the attack on the Cofagrigus, taking out the Mandibuzz by the slimmest of margins at the end there. That's so clean.
I think it would have had a much better matchup against the Cofagrigus with Power Whip though. But in saying that, the huge amount of energy generation, just the sheer bulk of getting to those charge moves, made a big difference there at the end and in taking out the Mandibuzz with the mirror shot.
Yeah.
Catch not required.
Yeah, catch not required. I mean, there you go, right? Yeah, we shouldn't have underestimated Yesterdaysan. Yesterdaysan, very, very, very good battler. They know what they're doing. We don't need to tell them what to do. They know what's up. So I guess with that said, Yesterdaysan with the 1-0 lead going into game 2. Take it away.
Ouch. That's not a nice spot to be in. And a late swap into Cofagrigus.
Yeah,
These Shadow Claws will be doing a lot of damage. Going for the Shadow Ball, not attempting to bait here. And potentially just looking like a Shadow Claw down double shield sort of scenario.
Going for the charge move. I thought we might have seen that double shield, but they've decided, they've thought about it. They've had a few seconds of like, actually, no, I want to throw the charge move here, and does actually get the shield out of that Frost there. So I would imagine that now we are going to see that shield come up and that Shadow Claw going to go through and take it down. That is what we're going to see, and going to have a nice little bit of energy to take on whatever comes in, which I can only imagine that Mandibuzz is going to come back. I don't think that they're going to keep that Mandibuzz for later.
I mean, Mandibuzz is such a wall to this with the move set. You're almost not shielding. You're almost not throwing. You're definitely not shielding, but you're almost not even throwing a charge move. Or if you do throw a charge move, definitely want to make sure it's reasonably undercharged, because you want to come out as close to 100 energy as possible here. Oh, and no, just going straight for the throw here. Doesn't want Mandibuzz to get sort of chipped down. Yesterdaysan, and that's going to be a lovely little farm down coming in here. And there it is.
Oh, wait.
Swap. And a swap into Ferrothorn because it has Thunder. Now, we'll need a lot more than one Thunder to take this out, because Bullet Seeds going to be doing absolute bugger all damage.
Yeah.
And let's see, how much does Thunder do you think, Steve?
I don't think it might get it to half. Maybe. Mandibuzz is such a bulky Pokemon. Doesn't quite get it to half. One extra bullet seed required to bring it down there. Almost there, but so yeah, definitely will need to get one Thunder. And Stonecollection now going like, oh, this Ferrothorn's a Mirror Shot Thunder Ferrothorn. Okay. Thinking what to do here. Throws the first foul play. Gonna see another Thunder get to it before Mandibuzz can get to anything. An extra bullet seed. Oh, I thought that might cost them, but we know Mandibuzz has that high defense stat, low attack stat. It is going to be losing CMP in pretty much all scenarios. And yeah, that Thunder not quite taking it out.
No, not quite. But that's just going to be one extra snar on the Mandibuzz for Thunder. He has on shielding.
Oh my gosh.
Sylveon. Oh wow. What a catch from yesterdaysan. That's brilliant recognition there.
That's incredible. That's really, really nice there. This thing is going to go all the way down. Mandibuzz is going to have a little bit of energy. We're presumably going to see that as Sylveon come back in, and at least Mandibuzz will be able to unload some energy before it goes down. But because Sylveon got some energy on that Frostlass before, I feel like that plus the Charm Down that we're going to see here might mean that Sylveon could be able to get a charge move off into the back when there's no shields left on yesterdaysan's side, which is pretty rough. Yeah, it's going to get there. It's going to get it to a charge move. And I think it's going to win CMP.
Getting there. I mean, Ferrothorn doesn't have a Mirror Shot loaded up. So this is likely to go to Stonecollection side here. Or is there going to be the other Air Slash? No. Air Slash did not get the energy through. And there's a Psy Shock onto the Ferrothorn. Very odd.
Oh, doesn't quite take it out. Oh, it wasn't able to get the Mirror Shot off. Charmed down. Actually, if it got the Mirror Shot off, presumably would have taken out the Sylveon. And then
definitely takes out Sylveon, but then is Bullet Seed going to be enough to take out a Red Health Mandibuzz? Probably not.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know. It was really low though, like really low. It's possible. I don't think it was in their favor, but yesterdaysan was in a pretty good spot there. But again, we're actually seeing Charm being able to turn the tide of the battle. By able to, I think we kind of questioned the decision a little bit to keep Sylveon around earlier in the Frostlass matchup and the late swap Tuco Fagregas in the Frostlass matchup. But getting that energy was actually really important to be able to get that Psyshock off later on in the battle. And I cannot fathom thinking so far ahead that you might want that energy on that Sylveon. But obviously Stonecollection has been doing lots of practice over the last few weeks, knows how to use Sylveon, and knows that Sylveon is best if you can get that bit of energy sort of stored up, ready to go in advance.
The chat's going off. I thought at the time as well, but with the latency I wasn't sure. And yeah, definite overtap there yesterdaysan and not getting to that Mirror Shot. It can happen. It can happen in the game where you actually, there's a delay in the energy going to actually make the button available to tap. So you try and tap it and you end up throwing a fast move. It can be very frustrating. I'm not sure. We'd have to speak to yesterdaysan to find out exactly if that was the case or not.
Yeah. Or everyone can just rewind in the video, rewatch it back, analyze it, send us a full report in the chat. We'll figure it out later on. But that does put us at 1-1 now, unfortunately, which means whoever wins this next one is going to take out the first round and put them in a really good footing for this tournament. Because again, there's only 3 rounds. So there's a maximum of 3 points.
Just before we jump in, I do want to say that now we know Ferrothorn doesn't have Power Whip. Swampert could have a lot more play there for Stonecollection now. It's nothing hard balls it. So
yeah.
Excuse me for my puppy dog whining.
I believe you have to pay the piper by giving the stream a puppy preview for any interruptions. But we can do that a bit later. Or now. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if he'll do it. Hubby, up.
Dog cam.
Shush.
Dog cam.
Shush.
Can we get a dog cam in the chat? Dog cam.
Come here. Come here. Up, yo.
Yes.
He's too small. Oh, wait. How about I just do the easy thing?
Yes.
And move the camera instead of trying to...
He's a clever one, that Dr. T, and we are getting dog cam. Look,
I'm going to mute.
apologies to Yesterday-san and Stonecollection for interrupting the stream here, but I think everyone can understand that dog cam was an important interruption to the stream here. It's kind of like an ad break, but dog cam. So with that said, we can send the pupper much love, and we can once Dr. Trotter gets his cam set back up, gets himself off mute, we can go back into game 3 at the 1-1 Yesterday-san versus Stonecollection. And Dr. Trotter, are we back? Are we unmuted?
Back. Sorry about that.
It was all important. Chat loved it. We'll go into game 3 now, 1-1 with the Yesterday-san with a really, really strong lead there, seeing the swap out into the mirror Mandibuzz. It's a little bit of a rough spot. I'm assuming they might be staying in here to try and soak up some energy from that Mandibuzz. I mean, Mandibuzz is such a wall to Cofagrigus that it doesn't need to be at full health to be able to wall it later. So it potentially wants to do a little bit of damage to this Mandibuzz before bringing Frostlass in, or even bring the Ferrothorn in to get the Thunder off as well once it gets to like half health. I'm not sure. What are you kind of thinking here?
It's an awkward spot because unless you're going to insta swap into your Frostlass, you're almost putting yourself into a losing matchup. And not choosing to go down the Ferrothorn route instead of the Frostlass, which is, I hate to say it, but an awful shame because Stonecollection has that Sylveon in the back, and Ferrothorn, that's where you want that. So,
yeah, that is rough. Maybe Yesterday-san was kind of predicting a little bit. Okay, they've brought Mandibuzz into my Mandibuzz. Maybe they don't have Sylveon this time around. Maybe they've gone for bringing in the Swampert or something instead. But yeah, unfortunately, we have the ability to see both teams, and that Sylveon is going to be giving Yesterday-san a lot of grief with the. And we're seeing Baby Trotter appear as our third caster as well. So Ferrothorn does have the Mirror Shot ready to go, but wants to go for that Thunder. But there's so much energy landing on that Mandibuzz, or sitting on that Mandibuzz's side, that Ferrothorn might have to burn a shield to get it off.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you cannot lose pitch advantage here, even if you're down a shield, because you can get that shield back on. Sorry, excuse me. You can get that shield back on your Mandibuzz versus that Cofagrigus, but you cannot do that with losing switch and then having that Sylveon on the Mandibuzz. Now, again, Yesterday-san doesn't know this, can't see that, but really pressuring, and you almost can tell that's the case. And going for the Thunder. Now, is Stonecollection going to... No shield. Lets it go. This is a huge moment here.
It's really good for Yesterday-san. Really good. Just a question of...
Good.
Okay, going to bring in Cofagrigus to get some energy, which is arguably the Pokemon that is least important to have a bunch of energy on because it can be walled. And we're seeing the hard tap on the Sylveon. We were expecting the Mandibuzz to come in on Yesterday-san's side, bring in that Sylveon. Let me charm. Yesterday-san is ready. They bring it in. They see they've clicked on the charge move to get some damage off, which is kind of interesting. And they're sitting there going, I have to bring Frostlass in now. Frostlass, also a Pokemon that doesn't love Charm and still has to burn a shield from Stonecollection's side. This is looking pretty good for Stonecollection at this point. They might be able to get to 2 Avalanches, but not before a Psyshock can come through from the Sylveon. Again.
Oh, and a Sneak came through. There was a Charm that snuck through there, which means Sylveon is going to be at that Psyshock, ready to throw it straight away. There it is. And Psyshock is definitely coming. It's so hard to stop those charms sneaking through in this game. And are we going to see a full charm down here? I feel like
I think we
Aerial
might.
Ace is not going to be enough.
I don't
even though
so.
It's the wall.
Oh no.
Cofagrigus is going to take out a Mandibuzz in the back if charm isn't quite enough. Get rid of this.
And gets to the Psyshock as well. Just the pure disrespect on this Mandibuzz. That is really unfortunate there. Surely it doesn't quite take it out, but one charm. Oh, we actually saw the swap out to catch the move on Cofagrigus and actually went for the Aerial Ace as well. I think they tried to swap over to the foul play once they realized that Cofagrigus was coming out, but even if they got the foul play off, it unfortunately wasn't going to be enough for Yesterday-san here. And Stonecollection going to be taking it out 2-1 in the first round. But it's so close there. Yesterday-san definitely had a shot. They played well. It was just, unfortunately, not knowing that Sylveon was in the back really hurt them in the end, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what we can tell from this is Charm I don't want to say Charm's busted, but Charm appears to be bust. No, I honestly think the biggest difference in that matchup was yesterdaysan not insta swapping when they swapped in the Mandibuzz. It's sometimes you don't want to make those insta swaps because it feels like you're just reacting and you're not actually playing things out properly. But you need to have a good look at the opponent's team and know what's there.
Yeah, exactly right. And have we got any analysis from our third caster to add?
Yeah, he liked the birdie. That
All
that
right.
was what I saw. He liked the birdie.
Fair enough.
Mandibuzz was good.
Uh,
And we're probably going to do a bit of nose picking, which I'm glad is just out of shot.
we can always move the camera down if need be, but we can. That does bring us into, so it brings us to the end of round one, and it means that Dunebug and Stonecollection have both won one round, which is the most important metric. It's like tiebreaker number one, and then Dunebug has won 3 games, whereas Stonecollection was only able to get 2-1. So it puts Dunebug in sort of the leading position so far. Which does actually bring us into round 2. Again, it's a round robin tournament, so every battler will play every battler, and whoever comes out on top at the end will be the one proceeding through to the World Championship Finals. And in round 2, we're actually straight away going to be seeing Dunebug take on Stonecollection. The two winners of round 1 head to head, and we've got Charm v Charm here. Are we expecting the Charm v Charm to appear? I'm actually thinking that it could be possible. Although I think Dunebug's team is relatively resistant to Charm. Like there's lots of things that do sort of fight back against it. I think Charm is one of those moves that can do really well up against a lot of Pokemon, but Cresselia can take them pretty well. Regirock can take them pretty well. There is that Charm mirror that's taking place. But I don't know, Marowak, Swampert, Pelipper. There's still some things that are taking a lot of damage that are a bit more squishy. What are you kind of thinking?
I think the difference is Dunebug just has some super spamminess in Pelipper and Swampert that's going to hit everything for neutral or super effective damage. But on the flip side, Swampert and Flygon super spammy as well on Stonecollection side. But I think that Shadow Gardevoir Charm is so much more oppressive.
Yeah. I mean, Shadow Guard is one of those Pokemon that's just been everywhere. It's running amok in every league. It can do so much damage everywhere. It's got that Psychic subtyping as well, which can sometimes help it out. But against something like a Mandibuzz, that's actually not a great thing. It does mean that it's still going to take a little bit more damage than if it was resisted. I think is it neutral Psychic Fairy to Dark type damage? I think. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just wrangling a few different things here at the moment.
He's a busy man, Dr. T. Not only is he casting World Prelims, he's taking care of a child, and there's a dog running around as well. There's much important, but we love him all the same.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be close. I just think that Pelipper and Swampert are just going to really shine here for Dunebug's side.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's not really anything that like a hard walls Pelipper. Sylveon could be the biggest counter just by sheer virtue of how much damage Charm does. You could probably burn a shield and Charm all the way down, maybe. In that
or
matchup.
just and the Mandibuzz bulk though,
Yeah.
just bulking your way, trying to bulk your way through it. But then you leave yourself very open to the Gardevoir charms.
Yeah, I think we saw in the first round that Hurricane landing on the Mandibuzz, and still Mandibuzz kind of essentially being the sort of winner of that matchup where Pelipper had to run away. So I think I'm kind of interested to see how we're going to go here. Obviously, someone is going to come out of this round as the only person on 2 wins going into round 3. So we'll just jump into it. Take it away, Dr. T.
All right. Flygon into the Regirock. And what moveset is this Flygon running? It is the Dragon Tail. This is where you were like, no, I wanted Mudshot. I wanted Mudshot.
Why?
And both of them getting up to the move. So baiting here with the Dragon Claw and a no shield coming from Dunebug. So knows that they weren't quite at an Earth Power yet.
Ooh.
And wow, that still does a spicy nugget worth of damage.
Yeah.
And Stone Edge is going to get shielded. It is a Shadow Flygon. Stone Edge would do a metric ton of damage to that thing.
Yeah,
and who's going to get to the next move first? And it is the Regirock.
just before going down. This Regirock loves being at 1 HP, loves being at the brink of existence, and we're seeing the swap out. I feel like that is going to come into play later. See, we don't see him going for the Hydro Cannon straight away. I guess recognizing that even if they go for a Dragon Claw, Swampert would be okay. Actually going to see the shield come up on the Swampert instead, which is fine, going to keep it around. There is another Dragon Claw there, so Dunebug, knowing those counts, knowing the Dragon Claw is just on the doorstep, throwing the Hydro Cannon straight away, going to let it go through and take the Flygon out, which is probably the right play, because even if they got that Dragon Claw off, it was not going to take this thing out. And I think this is pretty familiar from the last round. I would actually consider that Swampert up against Deoxys once again. I don't think we need to repeat. This is sort of one of those neutrally matchups. They're both doing damage to each other, but Swampert is going into this one at half health already, so is somewhat at the disadvantage there, although the extra energy did help out. But this could go either way depending on if they want to shield. They're not shielding here, but they're almost at 2 Psycho boosts. I mean, at this point, Deoxys could definitely take this Swampert out. I can't imagine that Dudenbug's going to keep it around. Yeah.
No, there's no advantage in shielding here. You're just going to eat another one straight away and be down a shield.
Ooh, okay. We're seeing the hard swap to Cofagrigus, which means that Stonecollection must be thinking that there's something in the back that they want energy up against, potentially a Alolan Marowak. But it is the Pelipper, which I guess it's still nice to have a bit of energy up on it, but it's not a great spot to be in. I think generally this is advantageous for Pelipper.
Yeah, but Cofagrigus isn't quite as squishy as some of the other Ghost Mons. Look how much damage that Weather Ball did. It took it with, I don't say ease, but relative ease there. And we know how squishy Pelipper actually is. And goes straight for the Shadow Ball. So not wanting to muck around with baits here. Straight into the Shadow Ball. We're probably going to see a shield come back on the Cofagrigus and hoping that Dunebug cannot get to that second Weather Ball in time.
Oh, there's always the potential of the catch.
No. There is. And in my goodness.
Dunebug. This guy.
Oh, goodness. And there's no potential for a catch onto that DD.
Nah. His first Weather Ball's going to go through, take out the Cofagrigus. Next one's going to go through, take out the Defense Deoxys. Dunebug has won on the 1 HP Regirock catch. I'm actually feeling like Dunebug isn't just... He's actually better than he's showing off here. He's playing this just to stress anyone out that's watching. He's just trying to make us panic. He wants things to land as close to the wire as they can. And, oh my gosh. Dunebug. My guy.
My goodness. I mean, that catch was the only win con. That was the only win con there. And, like, if there's a little bit of lag and delay, that can actually go against you because it's fast move taps and things. And just that Pelipper putting in a mountain, an absolute mountain of work here in these battles. The squishy little Pelipper, such a squishy mon, just ran through and was able to use the Reggie as an extra shield to get the win.
Pelipper, the Oprah of Dunebug's team. You get a Weather Ball and you get a Weather Ball. You all get a Weather Ball. But that was only game 1 of this darn round. This Dunebug guy is just crazy. Stonecollection now has to kind of reassess, knowing what sort of lineups the Dunebug does like to bring. Put in that Regirock, and I think Stonecollection really just wants to land either that the Deoxys or the Swampert up against that Regirock. So really needs to kind of take that into consideration a little bit more going to the next round, trying to make sure that does happen. I mean, in saying that, we saw Regirock go down to 1 health and it was still able to come out and essentially secure the win for Dunebug just by virtue of being able to eat a charge move. So I'm excited. I'm interested. I'm ready to see which Pokemon survives on 1 HP at the end of this battle to win it for one or the other. Let's jump into it. Okay. All right. Defense Deoxys up against Cresselia. We're actually seeing the instant swap to Cofagrigus, which is kind of interesting there.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm not surprised because I actually think that's a fairly solid matchup in Dunebug's favor. But let's go Stone Edge. How much does Stone Edge do to Cofagrigus? It's bulkier than all the other ghosts. It's really interesting to see. And look at that.
Okay.
Not as much as you would have thought.
Yeah, there you go, I guess. And I mean, we do know now that another one would take it out. Again, we are kind of mentioning before, that is one of Stonecollection's potential benefits, that other players may not be as familiar with the Cofagrigus matchups and may not quite know how it works out. So we're going to see it going straight for that Shadow Ball again, trying to do a nice bit of damage to this Reggie. I don't think it would take it out. I don't think.
I think this would be very close to taking it out.
Yeah. Not quite. Able to hang on, and
Oh,
he's going to be able to get to another Stone Edge as well. Really putting a lot of pressure onto that onto Stone Collection side, and going to let it go. Going to let Cofagrigus go. Definitely going to be able to get farm onto whatever he decides to bring in. What's he got in the back? He's got that Deoxys, and he's got the Mandibar. So yeah, Deoxys. You don't really want to risk snarling down Regirock. There's always the potential that it would be able to get another one off. But we're back in the lead matchup. We're back in the Crest versus Deoxys, and both of them kind of sitting on the energy, ready to throw. I think we saw Dunebug going for the Moonblast there. Against Stone Collection's rock side.
yeah, we did. And I'm very surprised at that. No Cresselia in the back. I would have thought we would have seen Stone Collection use the double shield, farm down, and then be able to threaten Shadow Balls, right? 'Cause Shadow Ball is threatening. You think you're going to get that shield back, and then you'll still have Switch. So see if this comes in Stone Collection's favor or not.
Yeah,
Out comes another rock slide.
One thing that might be worrying is that this Cresselia does have Moonblast, and Mandibuzz famously does not like Moonblast. It is a bit of a scary move. It's like Charm, but in charge move form, and you can only use it once in the matchup. But that Deoxys is getting really low now. I'm kind of feeling like there may potentially be a charge up, keep Cresselia a bit healthy. Oh, we saw Dunebug try and go for the grass, not to take Deoxys out early, but unfortunately not going to happen there. So Dunebug going, all right, you got me. Cresselia going to go down. Oh, wait, yeah, going to go down there. Instant swap into the Mandibuzz. And now we're going to see Pelipper versus Mandibuzz. Is this... I feel like this is looking all right for Stone Collection, depending on the shield matchups. I mean, if Dunebug can get 2 Hurricanes through, that's going to be pretty nice there. But I think that generally Mandibuzz does okay here.
Yeah, I mean, Mandibuzz survives a Hurricane and does choose to shield early on. So that's very surprising here.
That is a step in the right direction for Dunebug, though, and letting this foul play come through. Brings it down to half health.
So one more foul play plus a few snarls will be enough.
Yes, you have to burn the shield here. You have to. Oh,
yeah,
no, you don't. No, you don't. What do you mean you have to? You go and tell me what to do.
You're not my real mum.
I think Dunebug might have accepted defeat on this one.
Yeah, we're expecting to see a snarl down.
Yeah.
Hurricane does not do enough. Another weather ball will be close and just doesn't get there. And there's another Pokemon in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't have much health, but potentially one counter could have been enough from that point.
Yeah, so interestingly.
Really, either way, Stone Collection had a really good set of win cons there and found the one that he was happy with.
Yeah, I suppose so. And that actually does give Dunebug his first loss of the tournament. And
he is human.
Yeah. Okay, confirmed. Dunebug is not a robot. Does bleed. Stone Collection able to get that first mark and could potentially take out this second round if he can get this third and final game in round. Well, not final game. I guess there's still another 3 matches with Mario versus yesterdaysan in the round 2. But of this particular matchup, game 3, jumping straight into it with, hey, does this look familiar to you?
This looks very familiar. I mean, it's one of those weird matchups where, like, you don't want to shield a Rock Slide, but you really want to shield a Psycho Boost if you're a Swampert. However, you know what's coming out on the Swampert. It's just going to be cannons, 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 all day cannons.
Boof, boof,
and out
boof.
comes the second one.
Yep.
Man, look at those cannons on you, Steve.
Oh, boom, my oh my gosh. Stone Collection just going like, yeah, I can tank this thing. I'll throw this Psycho Boost, get that shield. And is he had another one? I feel like he had, yeah.
He had 2, but the second one won't KO. So really good, well recognized there from Dunebug. He's going to let the second one come through, and he's going to farm this DD down from here. It's going to be double attack debuffed. So, and an insta swap. Choosing to give up switch for that swap. And out comes Regirock into Mandibuzz. Now,
yikes.
What can you say about this matchup?
This does
Maybe a
not
slow one.
look good for Stonecollection. I mean, Stone Collection collects a lot of stones, but has not collected the Regirock that is about to. Regirock's going to give him a few extra stones for his collection here, throwing a bunch of extra rocks at that Mandibuzz, and is pretty much guaranteed to take this matchup out unless Mandibuzz. Actually, I don't know. It does charge up pretty slow, but it should be able to get to another one. Well, it's going to get to another one. It's just
Mandibuzz needs 3, but it is up a shield. So do you shield up here, or do you use this energy? Use this as energy to get onto potentially that Cofagrigus?
Yeah, I feel like you just have to let Mandibuzz go. It's not like Mandibuzz is a strong Pokemon in this matchup. You can definitely bring in something that's going to be better equipped for the Swampert. And they've seen Pelipper in both of the previous matchups. So I can imagine they're probably assuming there's a Pelipper in the back. And you kind of don't want to bring in a low health Mandibuzz to Pelipper. We saw Mandibuzz do really well against Pelipper before, but that's because it was at full health. It was able to just take all the hits that was coming its way. So we're actually seeing... we saw the Cofagrigus come in, shield up the first charge move from Regirock, and in comes that Swampert with the energy and shielding up as well. I don't know if Hydro Cannon would actually do that much damage to Cofagrigus, but I guess just generally would be intending to burn a shield at some point. And I mean, this is definitely going to take out Swampert if Dunebug lets it go through. So it's just if they want to get another Hydro Cannon off, which it wouldn't have taken it out. So I think you may as well let that go. And it's a Pelipper game now, and that kind of sets us up for again.
No, I know. I've been watching it for the last 10 seconds and I don't want to say it. But is Dunebug going to catch something here? I mean, potentially, though. We've got a DD that's almost dead that could be catching something as well for our Stone Collection side.
So a dual catch, both catch at the same time, maybe. The switch timer isn't quite up on Dunebug's end. It is up on Stone Collection side, though, which is something you do have to consider. Still that shield raring to go. Here it goes. Dunebug like, yeah. Now
come on, Dunebug, use your shield. Stop winning with skill. Use your shield, please.
Oh, Stone Collection was tapping on the Deoxys there. Went for the catch, but unfortunately just too late. Knew the timing, knew when he had to do it, but unfortunately just too slow. And Pelipper able to take it out for Dunebug in the end. But
wow,
so close. Oh my! It was I was going to say it was about to go in Stone Collection's favor, but even in saying that, not necessarily, because Dunebug still had a lot of play there ready to go. Even if that Weather Ball was caught, still had that Regirock that they could also potentially go for a catch. I don't think Dunebug has missed a catch yet. Has successfully caught any time they could possibly catch so far in this tournament. But I mean, Dunebug Regirock was a very variable, powerful Pokemon against this team, and was kind of just able to get it into the right spots all the time. Like Swampert and Deoxys again were the only two Pokemon that could really put a lot of hurt on it, and it, for the most part, was able to escape those pretty easily.
We had Swampert and Deoxys in that matchup. So actually, no, sorry, we didn't have the Swampert. Swampert was on Dunebug's side. I apologize.
Right. Yeah.
But Dunebug going 2-0 in this tournament, it's unusual setting the world number one, like literally the world number one. Like the Pete Sampras of the 90s, world number one. The Roger Federer of the 2000s, world number one.
Hey, you're talking sports at me. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Them tennis memes. So yeah, you got to think Dunebug is a heavy favorite now to take out this tournament. But I mean, now we've got two other battlers fighting it out. There's every chance now. Imera can't win because even if he goes 2-0, he is going to have a loss against Dunebug.
Yeah, so
no, it goes to battles first. Sorry, the battles won first. Yeah.
So there is potential. There is potential for Imera to come out on top, and there's potential for. I think there's potential for everyone to come on top at the moment. Everyone still has a chance. Whoever loses in the next matchup between Imera and Yesterdaysan, whoever loses in this matchup will no longer be in contention for the finals. Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. We'll see how this matchup goes, and we'll go from there. So again, Yesterdaysan has got the team on the left, Imera's team on the right. We're seeing the double Mandibuzz coming in here. That Galvantula is kind of hanging out. It hasn't got a chance to be used yet. Is now the time? I'm not sure that it is, but please.
I don't know. It could be. You like it up against the Hypno, but I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's ready for this jelly.
I don't think. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't think we do not want to get copyrighted. I'm kind of feeling like Deoxys has to come out here. I think Deoxys from Iron Arrow is pretty much sort of a lock. It can definitely do a lot of things up against a lot of things. It can kind of fight out of a lot of matchup.
I don't see it doing that much at all.
You don't reckon?
I mean, if Hypno's got Shadow Ball, if Frostlass has Shadow Ball, Mandibuzz destroys it. We know how close the Swampert matchup is. Like it's Nidoqueen's going to resist. I guess the Psycho Boost comes close, but that's a bait because if you shield the Psycho Boost, and all of a sudden the next one's really weak, I only really see it there as a solid against the Ferrothorn.
Fair enough. I guess I like the rock slide play up against Frostlass as a sort of potential fight as well. And again, that it's a neutral matchup up against the Swampert, which have we seen it in like every round so far? Like that's got to be the most common. These two Pokemon seems to just attract each other like magnets.
I think Politoed probably has a lot of play on Imero's side. It's just so spammy and so fast. Obviously, Ferrothorn is problematic for it, but what Imero doesn't know is that it doesn't have Power Whip. But Thunder is still going to do a lot of damage to the Politoed. So
it does a lot, but it also costs more.
It does cost a lot more, but one Thunder and a couple of Bullet Seeds in that Politoed is good night.
Yeah, I guess there's only one way to find out. We still haven't seen Yesterdaysan's Hypno at all, so we have no idea what movesets it could be. It could be Fire Punch, Ice Punch for all we know. We have or Focus Blast, Shadow Ball. I'll probably put some money on it not being Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, but you never know. So jump in.
Much money, because if it is,
look,
I will take that money.
Fair enough. We will jump in now, though. Take it away, Dr. T. Into ooh.
Oh, wow. We've got one of those really, I don't know. I find this really fun matchup. It's been in Remix Cup at the moment a lot. You're seeing it. Frostlass into the Mandibuzz. Now, both of these Pokemon can just take one, but they don't like to. They don't like to take a charge move, but they can take a charge move. As you see there, super effective Avalanche. In comes a super effective Foul Play. And we are seeing the shield on Imero's side. So it does not want to eat this. Ooh. So potentially now Imero can shield and farm. Oh, and a switch here, Steve.
Yeah, okay. Bringing in the Swampert. Wanting to keep that Mandibuzz for later on, potentially. I'm not 100% sure on that move. I'm not sure if there's anything that like she really needs Mandibuzz for. But bringing the Swampert, and we're actually going to see sort of Mudboy versus Pseudo Mudboy here with the Swampert versus Politoed, and going straight for the Earthquake. As we saw before, this is going to do a lot of damage, but it is not going to take it out by any means. Still going to have to get another charge move off on this Politoed if he wants to if she wants to take it out. And this Weather Ball, it's not going to do tons. Politoed is going to get to another Weather Ball before. Swamp's getting to Hydro Cannon first. So I guess it's a case of Politoed. Whether Imero wants to keep it around, if they want to bring in the farm on something else, and they do want to bring the farm in on something else. I'm not sure what they want to bring in. I think Mandibuzz, Frostlass. I mean, Frostlass has energy, right? So maybe.
Yeah, you probably think you want to bring in the Mandibuzz. No, he goes for the Frostlass. Doesn't want to soak up a bunch of energy, just using it as a shield. And I mean, looking at the backline here for Yesterdaysan, having that Nidoqueen, Frostlass would be absolutely devastating in the back here. So using the shield, very smart. And a swap there into... And a counter swap to catch on the Mandibuzz. But does get the Aerial Ace instead of the Foul Play.
Yeah, I think Yesterdaysan must have been hoping to get that Foul Play off onto Frostlass before they were able to swap out, but unfortunately it just didn't work out that way, and now we are seeing this Mandibuzz, which is just going to soak all of this energy from Yesterdaysan. Yesterdaysan is not going to be taking this thing out by any means. It means that it's going to be going down, and Yesterdaysan's going to be left with a full health Nidoqueen and a little bit of a Swampert to take on this matchup. And again, Nidoqueen is not a great matchup up against Frostlass. It takes a lot of damage from those avalanches. Maybe you can get into a spot where you have some energy stored up. You could potentially get a Stone Edge off, but you'll need a fair bit of energy to do that. And look how much, Imero is running on 5,000 energy at this point. They are throwing nothing, wanting to make sure that they're going to have all of the energy ready to go, ready to throw into the matchup in the back. Knows that it's going to be able to hang on.
Imero's been watching too much Jiggly Dad, getting 200 energy Um, oh, out comes the Swampert to soak up some of that energy. Very nice from yesterday, son. But is it going to be able to take out? Because as soon if it shields this Nidoqueen, no shield very well. Because one avalanche will absolutely annihilate this Nidoqueen no matter what.
Yeah, Avalanche coming
And
straight out.
oh no, oh no! Look how much energy
Yeah,
it's got.
yeah. I don't. It's Avalanche is going to come through. There's nothing that Yesterday Sun can do about it. They're not going to get to a poison jab even before this Avalanche comes through. That is really unfortunate there. Frostlass. I'm saying it for the third time in this stream, and I mean it every single time. Frostlass with energy is scary. Say it with me, chat. Frostlass with energy is scary. This is not a Pokemon that you want with energy. And I mean, it didn't have shield advantage. That had so much energy that it didn't matter. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, if they had have gotten that foul play off on the Frostlass, all of a sudden it's a totally different story.
yeah, exactly right. And I guess that's kind of how these matchups do tend to go sometimes. Unfortunately, it's a case where you want things to go a certain way, but sometimes the timing just doesn't work out. They're able to swap in just before you get it off. They were tapping on that last fast move they needed for the foul play, but in that last fast move, they were able to swap out. As you pointed out, it was nice that they were able to get the air lace off instead of getting stuck into the foul play. But at the end of the day, it didn't really help them. Mandibuzz was able to hang on, able to throw all of the energy it had, everything it possibly could. It soaked up everything. And at the end of the day, Imro was able to take it out, which puts him at 1-0 in round 2 up against Yesterday Sun. And so if Yesterday Sun wants to keep in with a chance to take this tournament out, they need to win the next 2 battles. If they don't win the next battle, then they are officially unable to become, I guess unable to become the Season 3 World Champion is the path that this tournament kind of leads it on. So the stakes are very high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what's on the line. That's what you want to get to. I don't want to say, second place is first loser or anything, because it's definitely not the case. You're literally having the top battlers in the world showcasing what they can do, and we can all learn so much from watching these battles. But yeah, I mean, that's what everyone's here. Everyone's here to be the world champ. So good luck for all of our battlers as we get into match number 2.
Yeah, exactly right. Obviously, we have our bias towards Yesterday Sun as the APAC representative in this Group 1. So I guess we'll see how she does going into the second game. Take it away, Dr. T.
All right, and Hypno into let's see this moveset. What moveset do we have? We've got Counter versus Confusion, both resisted. Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball.
Yep, Shadow Ball, Fire Punch. But we're seeing Invisible Defense Deoxys. I didn't realize Imro was using an invisibility cloak and bring in some extra visual glitches just to boot. We're seeing the Saw out from Hypno into Ferrothorn now. Everything. Oh no, this is going rough. Imro. I'm not sure if was the typing in the top right. Can they see that it is a Ferrothorn in the top right? I think the typings still show up. Oh my god, what is happening here? What is happening here? Niantic, please. This is the World Championship prelims. Niantic, this is not what should be happening here. Oh dear.
What are you doing on the screen? Who's that Pokemon?
We may never know. Goodness. Oh my gosh. Huge apologies to IMO that this had to happen in such a high caliber matchup, but wow. I mean, they're still going to they know what's going on, and I guess they just get a reminder they can always see the health bar, which is nice, I guess. They know how much health that Ferrothorn has. It's maybe an advantage in some ways. Like, okay, that much health, let's do this many bubbles. But, wow.
Well, they know, right? They know their opponent has Ferrothorn. It's a Grass Steel type. There's no other Grass Steel types on Yesterday Sun's team, so yeah. They know it. These aren't your day one GBL players. These are like the best in the world, Steve. Yeah. Now DD's come out and farm up a bit of energy from this Ferrothorn.
No chance.
I should have said a bit more energy. And out comes. Oh, this is not as good of a matchup with this huge amount of energy and Fire Punch for this Frostlass.
Yeah, shielding up that first Fire Punch as well. This is really rough. It looks like Yesterday Sun just might be going for bulk Fire Punches. Going to be able to do a lot of energy and maybe get another shield in the process. Bringing that Frostlass down. Only needs one more Fire Punch plus these Confusions to take it out. It's just a question of whether Yesterday Sun, if they were counting, they would know this isn't Avalanche as opposed to a Shadow Ball, but it's still a really hurtful move. Like, that's still going to do a lot of damage to that Hypno, so definitely not a bad idea to shield up there. Goes to the Fire Punch here after getting an extra Confusion off. And yeah, Frostlass just going to let it go here.
Yeah, lets it go. But I mean, there's still a full full HP Swampert in the back. Now, this DD does have a lot of energy, and there are no shields left on the side of yesterdaysan. So, but potentially has a catch available in that Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
Ooh, and just
Ooh.
go for a little chip, a little bit of chip with the fire punch instead.
Hey, I know you're not going to let me to get a Shadow Ball, so let me just. Oh my gosh! Whoa, gets
Gets
the
the,
shield.
and there's
Whoa.
the insta swap into Swampert. Oh, and is a triple Psycho Boost enough to take out Swampert here? Because this DD has like 100 energy. It's maxed out.
I don't think it's triple is enough, but with the counters, it actually may be. See, I wonder if you maybe wanted to get an extra counter in there because it wasn't quite at the double. I think it's still one character away. So, yeah.
It's fine, but it survives one. Oh, doesn't survive an Earthquake though.
Oh,
Doesn't survive the Earthquake. Hydro
uh,
Cannon, maybe. Earthquake, I don't think so. I think this is KO range.
it's gone down. It's gone down. Yesterdaysan staying in it, taking out game two, and puts us into a 1-1 spot. So Yesterdaysan is still in it to win it. Only needs to win the next battle to still be ready to go going into round three. Wow. I mean, that was a very solid turnaround. Very solid turnaround. And I guess a little bit, it came down to the Hypno moveset. Having that fire punch was so beneficial for it. Just able to get so many of those moves off. Able to get the shield on the Deoxys, I think, may have actually swung the tide for yesterdaysan there. The fact that Iron Arrow burned that shield when Hypno couldn't have possibly got up to the thingamajiggy, the Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
Because
Big moment there.
Hydro Cannon does more damage than a Fire Punch would to Deoxys for sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Fire Punch does 6 halves to nothing. But yeah, Fire Punch critical there, that matchup. But I mean, Fire Punch is pretty nice for Galvantula and Frostlass. You are sacrificing like Politoed and Mandibuzz by not having that Thunder Punch. And Steelix, yeah, I guess Fire Punch is better, but you don't want to be in that match.
Yeah. If you can avoid it, it would be nice. Crunches exist. Crunch can also now give you the 30% chance of debuff. So it's scary times. But I guess we'll go into the third battle. And again, whoever wins this battle still has a chance. Whoever loses this battle will unfortunately not be able to become the world champion. So let's jump in here. Let's see. We've got Frostlass up against Deoxys, which is, again, one of those interesting matchups where Broxide's super effective, but Frostlass can get those charge moves off really quick. And we're seeing the instant swap into the Frostlass from Iron Arrow. And it's kind of a case that Frostlass is kind of their best counter to Frostlass. Oh my gosh. And able to further their one powder slam energy advantage by getting the shield with the Avalanche. Yesterdaysan starting off in a really, really strong position here.
Yeah, very strong. And now they actually weren't at an advantage. They actually came in half. They were sort of that desync, one fast turn different. And they're back. So then there was no sneak in here. So what you'll see is both opponents are at equal energy and throwing another avalanche. Oh, and getting the shield yesterdaysan. Getting the shield for Iron Arrow. Now, is Iron Arrow going to bait? What's happening?
Oh my gosh, there's another avalanche. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's going to be CMP. But the difference here is Iron Arrow can't catch. So as long as yesterdaysan wins CMP, she will take out this Frostlass. Does not need to worry about it. Just clicking on the Shadow Ball.
Oh my gosh.
What? The switch timer came up already.
How did that happen? I mean, whoa. Okay. I somehow completely, we both completely missed that. Wow. And we've gone from mirror match to mirror match. Are you serious?
And returning the catch here. That is very nicely done. Now, all of a sudden, that Frostlass that we thought was out is now back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, both of them, right? They're both hanging out. But Iron Arrows is holding on to a lot of energy, which, I mean, do I have to say it for a fourth time? I don't think I do. But Frostlass with that energy is potentially going to... It could be really, really powerful up against yesterdaysan. Yesterdaysan is going to essentially need their Frostlass to come out earlier to get some energy back in advantage, I guess. There's no shields in play, so as soon as Iron Arrow's Frostlass comes out, it's going to be able to throw an Avalanche or a Shadow Ball at something. But I think Iron Arrow's Mandibuzz is going to go down first at this rate.
Yeah, it definitely is, but I think Iron Arrow's getting energy and going to switch somewhere. There it is.
Okay. So this isn't going to quite take out Mandibuzz. So
no.
Gonna be able to get the... Oh. I was thinking they might be able to farm all the way down, get some energy so they still have the advantage if Frostlass were to come out. But Mandibuzz has a lot of energy stored up, so able to take out the Frostlass with the no shields to go, bring in Deoxys, be able to get some farm. This will be able to tank this foul play, and then we'll have a fair bit of energy to come in. Frostlass still exists.
Frostlass does still exist, but it is at an avalanche, but it's still one powder snow away from a shadow ball. So if this, there it is,
Oh
and DD
no.
is not able to get to even to the psycho boost. Oh, it's throwing avalanche though. This will
Yeah,
not quite KO.
I'm not sure if they wanted to get extra farm or if they were a bit nervous, or I kind of feel like they might have been nervous they wanted to get to the shadow ball and just mad tap from the avalanche. But Frostlass is going to go down here. Maybe they want to farm on Swampert.
Is Mud Shot going to be enough? And remember that Mandibuzz is just chock full of energy.
Yeah, yesterdaysan switch time isn't up yet, but I would expect there may be an attempt to catch at some stage. But this could kind of go either way, because Mudshot is going to do essentially nothing to this Mandibuzz, and it's still got a fair bit of health, so have to go for a Hydro Cannon if you want to take it out realistically. But this Mandibuzz is going to get a second one off, and it's almost at a third.
yesterdaysan needs 2 Hydro Cannons to win this matchup. Will not have enough just to fast move
Swap
down.
the catch!
Throw! Oh no!
Oh no.
He didn't throw yesterdaysan. The DD was close to being energy dry.
I'm not sure if I saw it correctly, but it looked like they may have tapped on the attempted catch just at the last second, like just too late. Only one tap, and unfortunately it just didn't go through, which means that Yahwertle has successfully come out of round 2 with a 1-0 score, which means they are still in the running to take this tournament out if they can defeat, I think it's going to be Dunebug in the final round for. Oh no, it's going to be Stonecollection in the final round.
Yeah, it's Stonecollection. So Yahwertle will be facing Stonecollection, and yesterdaysan is going to be attempting to end Dunebug's dream of a 3-0 sweep.
Yes,
very close. I feel like there's a few times we've seen yesterdaysan attempting to tap on things and things not quite registering as she wants, whether that's like a personal latency issue or if it's just it was still doing a fast move. But even in the earlier battles, I think there was some struggles on catching and switching and doing the things she wanted to. So super close. Could have pulled out a win there, but just wasn't meant to be today.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. I mean, it's very much worth saying that yesterdaysan has still fought really well, made some really nice plays, and obviously is number 1 in Japan, is one of the best, one of the top 4 APAC battlers in the entire world. Really, really strong battler, and definitely looking forward to doing some really good battles next season, and still has the chance to essentially be the kingmaker in this tournament by deciding whether Dunebug is going to be able to kind of sweep the tournament or not. If yesterdaysan does win, then it will go to tiebreaker, which means that the result between Stonecollection and Yahwertle is going to be very, very important. So I think we will jump into that round 3 now. And this was...
Oh, I thought you were going to give us the Dunebug match straight away.
This is the order that the battles were played, and we are sticking to that with the full suspense just built in. I think they battled with that intentionally in mind. They were like, "Hey, what would be the most hype way to go?" I know. We'll give you this matchup first. So Yahwertle versus Stonecollection.
Even in the slightest, Steve. I do not believe you at all.
What? No, I'm serious. I'm telling the truth. Believe me.
Now, Mandibuzz has featured very prominently in all the battles so far.
And Cofagrigus, not a fan of the old Mandibuzz.
Not a fan, but is a big fan of DD. Maybe less so Frostlass. Politoed Cofagrigus would be an interesting matchup. I don't think that Cofagrigus wants a bar of that Steelix, though.
Not a chance. I'm not sure if... See, Stonecollection has obviously built their team in such a way that they've got a few different sort of neutral Pokemon that can generally do well in a lot of sort of matchups. They can sort of pivot a little bit. I think they were kind of using Cofagrigus a little bit like that in the earlier matchups where they sort of swapped into it a lot, even when the Mandibuzz was kind of around. Not necessarily a safe swap, because obviously it's not very safe, but just something that is nice to get some energy on. Maybe a bit of a pivot Pokemon, even just sacrificing it in some spots. But Swampert to Defense Deoxys also kind of do a similar role. I'm kind of wondering if Cofagrigus may get benched in this matchup in favor of some other Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. Apart from that DD, I did quite... Actually, in Swampert, but I like Steelix. I think Steelix has a bit of play here. With once you know that it's Dragontail, Flygon, and not Mudshot, Steelix looks stronger. Even though Dragontail, Steelix is actually still really good in the Sylveon matchup because it resists all the charge moves and the charms. Does average reasonably well in the Mandibuzz, although its charge moves are completely useless. I'm assuming it's just going to have enough bulk to get through Cofagrigus. So, I mean, it's not a good Pokemon in this matchup, but it's one I want to see. Not anything else that I just want to see it there.
The Steelix fanboy truly just eroding, it's flying out of Dr. Trotter. Let's jump into it though. Let's see our boy Steelix coming through. And actually, that is an important thing. We are only going to be seeing one perspective in these matchups, unfortunately. So Swampert up against Frostlass. No Steelix in sight from the lead, but still could be hanging out in the back. We do not know what IMO is running, and we've seen the Grobatik, the end. I couldn't read it in time. The first Hydro Cannon landing, and we've been here before, I think. Where both Hydro Cannons and Avalanches would be nice to land through, and actually letting the first one come through, presumably an Avalanche.
Presumably Lowen Einst. But now this is very interesting because now Frostlass can actually shield this and then Powder Snow down.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Set it up, down a shield, but
Ooh,
up on energy, and
no.
letting it go. Wants the energy on Quaxo?
Quite.
That's a great name.
Oh, I've missed that. Man, this is fun. Does get the Hydro Cannon off though. Gonna resist that. Down it goes. We'll see. We've got the Mandibuzz and we've got the Sylveon. Sylveon would be really nice there, but I guess wants to get to a bit of a spot where they can maybe close. Maybe they're expecting that Mandibuzz might be hanging around in the back, and they want to keep that Sylveon for that Mandibuzz. And we're actually seeing Steelix in the back. So
Steelix.
So I think at this point you go, all right, I might just leave Mandibuzz in this matchup, and we'll use Sylveon later on for that Politoed. And just try and do as much damage as possible with Mandibuzz, and just kind of, I guess, soak the damage and keep the shields for later on, right?
Yeah. I think Stonecollection is actually saying thank you for that, because now my
Sylveon is not going to get locked on in the back to Steelix.
Yeah, exactly. Although with two shields, it needs earthquakes. I mean, I guess you can bait crunches, but you don't want a baited crunch because the Dragontail is going to be resisted. It's still a nuanced matchup. It's a very long and slow matchup. If this isn't long and slow enough for you,
I mean, we saw the matchup that hit the 0 and the timeout in the earlier round, so it wouldn't be the first time. But
Steve, someone's saying there's audio on for the tapping.
Oh no! Chat. Oh, can I fix that? I might be able to fix that.
I'll just put my mic next to the thing and I'll do that for everyone. That's really good.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. Can I?
Quaxo comes back. You missed it again.
Oh no!
Best name.
I'll see it one day.
I want to be in Germany just so I can say the Quaxo matchup.
I mean, Politoed has a lot of energy sort of stored up here. So, I mean, surely... I was like, wait, is Stonecollection going to call Weatherball on the... and just let it come through? But no. At this point,
well,
you'd rather
shield. To save a shield for the Steelix, right?
Yeah, in case that Earthquake does end up coming through. One more Charm takes it out. No charge move from the Politoed. So it's going to be that little bit of Steelix in the back. And yeah, should be able to take this one.
Steelix is so low.
Got the Charm through. So yeah, just have to shield this and this Steelix should go down. And yeah.
Wow.
Really sorry to everyone about the audio thing. Oh no, needed another Charm. Let's just see if I wonder if I can fix that in OBS somehow. I wonder if there's a little button that I can hit to sort of mute the thingamajiggy. I'm not too sure, but you got to see
on
Steelix.
The right, there should be the video and we get to mute it. But anyway, 2 shield charm. That's right, Jolt. 2 shield charm. What charms? Somehow it's 2021, almost finished, getting close to 2022, and charm is still the oppressive move. Even with the buffs to poison, we're still seeing charm dominating some matchups today.
Yeah. I mean, I think Charm is like the star of the tournament so far. Like, it seems to be so powerful, and I think yesterday's San and iMeriman must be going, I wish I brought charm. I dang, that's good. That's really good.
Look, I don't mind Steve, but oh no, I'm back. I'm out. I'm back now. I've been in and out. There we go.
Okay. You may go out one more time. I'm gonna bring the video up in a separate way so that we don't have it with sound on. That might be the only one with sound, to be honest. I may have just missed one. So I think we might be good here. So I'm gonna jump into another one again. Really sorry about that one. With the thingy, I've got it so that my PvP Academia, shout out to them, should be media audio. You can turn that down below desktop mic. All right, let's give that a go once we get started, and take us away, Dr. Trotter.
All right, and swamp it into Mandibuzz. I mean, there's so many Mandibuzz matchups. It means these ones are long battles, but I mean, if you are Stonecollection here, you don't particularly mind. Oh, and a switch to try and catch, which does not come off.
Although we still
now this is interesting because they are not swapping into anything else. They're throwing a move, and we know that does nothing. So it looks like they're just going to play out the mirror match from here. So potentially,
trying to avoid Sylveon.
Yeah, trying to keep it away from Sylveon, but also trying to make sure. No, because Stonecollection has the Sylveon. So we're not avoiding anything.
You're right.
I know the screens are confusing. But potentially has another counter to Swampert that they're happy to leave in the Mandibuzz, and because it's got the energy advantage, right? So it's going to win the mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, almost up to 2 child moves as well. And yeah, it looks like the audio is all good. It was just that one single video that I did leave the audio on. So yeah, huge apologies to everyone for that. Hopefully it wasn't too excruciatingly painful. But I mean, yeah, I'm coming. What are you kind of thinking? What might Iamero have? So they've got the Mandibuzz, and they're going to keep this in and going to try and bring it all the way down. We're seeing the Swamp and the Deoxys from Stonecollection. Oh, we're seeing the swap to throw the Hydro Cannons. Maybe catch an Aerial Ace there is the attempt.
I have no idea. I'm so confused right now. This is like without seeing the other screen, we just don't know. At first, I thought that they were doing this to save the Swampert for potentially a Steelix in the back, but that may not exist. And there it is to swap into the Politoed, keeping the Mandibuzz alive.
Okay, they both wanted to keep Mandibuzz alive. They're both like, you know what, Mandibuzz has been such a good bird this whole tournament. Let's keep this thing around. So going up to the Earthquake and I was going to say throw straight away, but please throw. I'm not sure if that was an overtap or if they were just confident they could get another mud shot in, but either way, going to land it, going to be able to tank it, as we've seen Polito do plenty of times before, and at this point just going to let Swampert go and get the farm elsewhere on Deoxys, I would imagine.
Keep those shields, get some farm, set yourself up.
Now, Stonecollection, if they bring Deoxys out, will be revealing that they do not have Sylveon, which is probably important knowledge for Iamero to have. And here it is. They got Deoxys and the Mandibuzz. No Sylveon in sight. Iamero going, okay. I'm not going to get 2 shield charm down now. I know Stonecollection was really holding onto the shields, but it is not because there was charm in the back. It was just for Deoxys. And this is I think this is a pretty good spot for Stonecollection here because they've got a bunch of energy. They've got the shield advantage. They're going to be able to throw Rock Slides onto this Frost Slides, but Shadow Ball is going to do a lot of damage if it can go through. And we're going to be seeing, see the Avalanche Bait come through, successfully getting a shield, and up to 2 Rock Slides now. I'm assuming that Frost Slides may potentially go for another Avalanche Bait, but.
And the second Rock Slide comes through. They're not quite at the second Avalanche just yet. Avalanche would come close to KOing anyway, and then you just get a bit of extra farm. And
brings in the Mandibuzz to take it out. There is still that little bit of Mandibuzz on Iamero's side as well. That is going to be, and there's the Politoed.
And there's the one slice of red health Politoed you could try and sack with. But I mean, this is still with a shield. It's so, I don't know, this is it. This game. There's no chance for Iamero to come back from this one.
Yeah. Doesn't
not
quite take
that,
it out. But
this is fine. No shield.
Still has a shield.
2 counters. That's game. Interesting. So Iamero didn't bring anything that's like a super hard counter to the Mandibuzz. Had the Frostlass, but when it swapped, chose not to go down the Frostlass route. Just stayed in the mirror.
Hmm.
Now, if you have your time again, do you change that? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure, but Stone Collection had opportunity, took it, wins the battle. Well played.
Yeah, and so I got a little bit confused moving the battles around while I was trying to figure out the audio. But does that put us at 1-1 or 2-0 for Stone Collection there?
Oh my gosh. I thought that was a 2-0 for Stone Collection, but I could be wrong.
You know what we can
Yep.
do here? We can cheat. We can open game one back up. And oh no, there's no way for me to fast forward through it. Oh, never mind. We can't cheat.
No cheat, Steve.
No
Cheaters
cheats.
never prosper.
Cheaters never prosper. But we'll jump into game three nonetheless. And we're going to see, again, we've only got the one perspective, so we will have to live with that just for one more go. And we're seeing the Charm come out straight away in the lead up against the Politoed. Chat can remind us what's going on. But at this point, I feel like Sylveon can potentially, as I kind of mentioned earlier, can potentially win this entire matchup just with one single shield, as long as you don't get hit by like an earthquake or something.
Yeah, this could be an earthquake coming out here. No,
Weather
just a
ball.
weather ball. You can eat two weather balls quite comfortably. We tried to switch to catch it there.
Yeah, okay. Maybe trying to keep that Sylveon healthy for later on in case that Mandibuzz,
Yeah,
presumably Mandibuzz is around, but now seeing the swap out to Mandibuzz and we're seeing that Frostlass come straight in.
yeah,
So as you kind of mentioned, yeah, bringing in that counter to the Mandibuzz and able to land it in the right spot. But I mean, we've kind of hit on it. Mandibuzz is still able to hurt this thing back. So it's still the case that shields kind of have to be burned if you want to confidently win this matchup. Can I let the first one come through? Because we both know they can both tank one of the super effective moves from the other. They just can't get two. So I
yeah.
guess,
And then the farm down afterwards is sort of the other iffy criteria in this sort of story. Now the question is Mandibuzz going to be able to get to the third move before this Frostcast can get to the second avalanche? Because it did have a little bit of extra energy
yeah, I don't think
before
it can.
coming through.
Not quite. Not quite. So has to be the shield. Wait, was there a whisper?
Yeah, sorry. You said you didn't think it could. I was just pretending to be you. Now this could be a farm down here. Oh, and because of the late swap in, able to land one and farm down, keep the shield, and an insta swap
Oh.
into Quaxo.
Yes. Isn't a world championship fun? We're gonna let it go. Gonna bring Deoxys in at this point. Should be able to. You might have to throw a charge move to take this matchup out. You can definitely take it out as Deoxys here, but you may need to throw a charge move.
I was definitely going to need to throw a charge move, but it's just with the shield in the back, is Stone Collection going to have enough on the Mandibuzz to sort of power its way through? Potentially looking at getting a farm down all the way here on the DD. Is that the win con, Steve?
It looks like it actually very well may be. Get up to 2 Psycho Boost, almost at 2 Rock Slides as well to throw. Still got the Mandibuzz. The switch time isn't up yet, so you can't swap to do any fancy catches yet. But going to go for the first Rock Slide. I think Stone Collection is going to be able to get to another Rock Slide before Mandibuzz can throw a charge move, I think. One more counter. There we go. There's the Rock Slide. And so now it's going to be a game of...
KO though.
Yeah, not remotely. But the question becomes, when is Stone Collection going to switch? They don't have tons of health on that mana, but then it's straight away. Oh, they do have energy though. I wonder if this is written like all she wrote for Stone Collection here.
Oh, it's so hard because they can throw all of their energy at this Mandibuzz, but they still actually need another charge move to take out the DD in the back as well, if they can potentially take out this Mandibuzz. And I mean, 2 more aerial aces, and this is probably it for Iamero's Mandibuzz. And what we can say from this is we've seen 100 Mandibuzz mirrors so far this morning or evening, depending on where you are in the world. And there it is, and this should take out the Stone Collection. So now, Stone Collection is going to be cheering like you've never cheered before for our friend, our lovely lady in the APAC region, take out Doonbug.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, this is exactly how it went down. So Stonecollection and Doonbug are now the two players that are at 2 wins. Only one of them is going to be able to go through and fight to become the Silph Arena World Championship tomorrow in like some hours. I think it's like 16 hours, maybe a little more, little less than 16, 14 hours potentially. I don't know time. Don't ask me. Just look it up on silph.gg on the postings, please. Don't hate me. But essentially, it's a case of if Doonbug beats yesterdaysan, they have won. That Doonbug has swept the entire tournament 3-0. But if yesterdaysan wins, it will mean that they're both going to be at 2 wins, and it's then going to go to battle wins. And I actually think that Stonecollection is at 6 battle wins now. Doonbug is at 5. If he gets a single win, he's going to be tied on battle wins. And at that stage, because Doonbug won the head-to-head, he is going to be the champion of this tournament. So Doonbug actually just needs to not get swept by yesterdaysan to win this tournament.
And before we move on to the final matchup, I just want to say massive congrats to Imero.
Yes.
Did really well, played his heart out, and unfortunately, it's just sometimes things just don't quite line up the way you're hoping to in these battles. And so really good run in these battles, and congratulations on an absolutely stellar Silph Season 3. And looking forward to hopefully seeing you destroy it in Season 4.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Imero had some of the potentially the closest battles we have seen this entire tournament up against Doonbug in the first round. We saw the 1 HP lock-on farm down from the Red Rock on that Steelix before the damage register. We saw the tied game in Game 2. Imero seriously fought so incredibly well. Unfortunately, just didn't work out in the end. As it goes in these just high caliber tournaments, you can be such a good battler, but there are like if you get matched up against another really good battler, it's kind of anyone's game. Like anyone can come out of that one. It depends on decisions in game. It's really all to the wire. So with that said, we'll jump into the final matchup of the tournament. Can yesterdaysan sweep Doonbug to prevent him from sweeping the tournament and landing a spot in the Silph Arena World Championship Finals? There's one way to find out.
If anyone was there with the team, sorry, I'm getting uncomfortable, ready to take out that Shadow Gardevoir, it's yesterdaysan with a Mirror Shot Ferrothorn and a Nidoqueen.
Yeah.
Please.
And a very tanky Hypno, able to do a lot of damage with Confusion as well.
Well, Confusion will still be resisted by the Gardevoir due to the psychic subtyping. But I mean, doesn't want to take Confusions plus even a Fire Punch, I don't think, on that Gardevoir. So potentially that Gardevoir might be seeing some bit of time on the bench. I mean, that Ferrothorn is looking so strong here. Swampert, Gardevoir, Pelipper is kind of a little bit close, but Mirror Shot Baits, Regirock, and Cresselia. So Ferrothorn's going to do some big damage there, but there's a big caveat here, isn't there, Steve?
Yeah, there is. That Ferrothorn does not have Power Whip. It's got Mirror Shot Thunder, so it's not... like I think Doonbug is going to be more scared of that Ferrothorn than he potentially should be, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that we're going to see a fair bit of AWAC play potentially from Doonbug because that Ferrothorn's such a huge threat to the rest of the team.
Yeah, I think you're right. So let's jump into the game. And again, Doonbug only needs to win a single battle to take this whole thing out, I believe. So... let's go. And we're seeing such a bad lead for Doonbug. The Regirock going up against the Swampert. Yesterdaysan is cheering here. We've got it up to the Hydro Cannon already, but farming up tons more energy. We're actually seeing both of them farm all the way. Doonbug even farming past the Focus Blast. And do we just see Yesterdaysan soak it? Because Swampert can tank it. And it looks like, yeah, Swampert is going, okay, I know I've won this matchup. Oh my gosh. No. Catching the Hydro Cannon into Pelipper. Oh my gosh. Yesterdaysan just holding off too late to throw the Hydro Cannon. That's really unfortunate. Having to swap into the Mandibuzz, which is still not a bad spot for Yesterdaysan. We've seen how much this Mandibuzz can soak up those Hurricanes and the Weather Balls from the Pelipper, but that's really unfortunate. Yesterdaysan was in a really strong position, and it's not as strong now.
Well, it is and it isn't, because we've got a Hydro Cannon there, and there is an AWAC in the back. So it's still potentially got the ability to get some big damage out onto both that Reggie and the AWAC. But yeah, it's definitely nowhere near as strong of a position as she was previously in, with all of that energy kind of going to waste
Yeah,
on a
unfortunately,
developer.
CMP tied there. So did have to eat a weather ball before getting this foul play off, which maybe could work in a favor because it does mean that Mandibus is going to have less health for this Reggie to farm, but it does mean it's going to be able to lock on down. Oh, okay. It does get a charge move off, but it's going to be able to lock on it down, which, I mean, you don't often hear about things getting lock on down, but this is the second Pokemon that Dunebug is lock on down in this tournament. And oh no, it hasn't. It's swapped out. Yesterdaysan saving it, getting the Hydro Cannon off. Finally, Regirock meeting its maker here. Going to see the shield though. Still has another shield as well. Dunebug's only burned the first one there. Almost had a charge move as well. So Yesterdaysan has to burn the shield. And I think they kind of want to, even if we see the swap to that Alolan Marowak in the back, Swampert is going to want to get a Hydro Cannon off, whether it's Regirock or Alolan Marowak. Get this thing off.
Yeah, you really want to, because the fast move damage from that AWAC is just going to pressure the Frostlass in the back for Yesterdaysan. Going to be a little bit tricky here. Is this just going to be farm? This is just going to be AWAC is farm this thing down. It doesn't get to the charge move. So without a catch here on the Mandibuzz, this is really a tough spot for Yesterdaysan to be in. And Dunebug's sitting where Dunebug wants to be, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't need to bait, can just go double Shadow Bone and still get there ahead in energy. It's all about potentially a catch here.
Yeah, it has to be really careful. And also this bait of an Avalanche. If Dunebug doesn't shield, he does shield. He does shield. Unfortunately does not call the bait, which is definitely why Yesterdaysan needed. They just need to catch onto the Mandibuzz and doesn't go for it, unfortunately.
No. Thought they had one more. Thought it's that age-old thing. Are they going to throw straight away, or are they going to do one fast move then throw?
Yeah, prepare for the catch. But Dunebug called right, and with that, he has won the tournament. Not playing in the next two battles even, has already won. But obviously, these are still some of the highest caliber battles in the entire world ever. So it would be an absolute shame if we didn't show those things. Because, I mean, come on. We get to see Dunebug, the winner of the tournament, I suppose, battle now. So we may as well. And show yesterday's sign out. Yeah.
There was one thing I just wanted to say quickly. Dunebug waited. Dunebug didn't throw straight away. He waited to see the Powder Snow animation. So Powder Snow being a 2-turn fast move. And he threw straight away once he saw the Powder Snow, knowing that the opponent then has to wait a second turn before they can actually switch. So the Shadow Bone was going to go through to KO. Very well done. That's knew the win con and the losing condition, and waited so he could enact his win con. So that's why he's number one in the world.
Yeah, look, number one in the world, number one in US. He was actually the first ever GBL legend, like ever. He was the first one to reach that rank in the world, and Dunebug, this tournament is for people who did not win the regionals Continental circuit, and Dunebug actually missed out on Continentals, wasn't able to participate. So Dunebug, obviously very well may have performed really well in Continentals as well. So number one in the world, really, really, really strong battler. And let's jump into the game too. And we are seeing that Swampert up against Mandibuzz, which is not it's actually kind of an interesting spot because it's there's not really a hard winner here necessarily. I mean, Swampert's probably the winner, right? Hydro Cannon's a pretty good move.
Yeah, but I mean, this is absolutely perfect for Dunebug here, because what it means is it's setting up his AWAC, right? So Mandibuzz out of the way is setting up AWAC, and Yesterdaysan didn't bring the Swampert. So...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, 2 Pokemon in the back that are weak to Marowak. That is not a good sign. And Ferrothorn has even less play than it usually does because it does have the Mirror Shot Thunder moveset. So it's not going to get to charge. Mirror Shot is the move that is going to get to the fastest, and it's not going to do much damage at all to Marowak. So yeah, you're exactly right. Dunebug is going to be really happy to be in this position. and landing the Hydro Cannons. Just keep on throwing. We're seeing the swap to catch the move into Frostlass. This is like a really nice catch from yesterday's time, but this is still going to do a fair bit of damage to the Frostlass. But
It's going to do a lot of damage to Frostlass, and it's going to allow the AWAC farm.
yeah, I suppose so. But it does give you a little bit of energy advantage. So Frostlass is going to have to burn the shield here. She can burn the shield, farm a bit more energy, and then potentially throw a Shadow Ball. Potentially get to a Shadow Ball onto the Marowak. Not going to get a full farm down. Oh no. Double shield?
No, second. Yeah, at this point, you have to. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you can't let that energy go to waste on Frostlass.
Yeah. And at this point, you could also bring in Pelipper, which could soak it a little bit better. Dunebug, if Dunebug values that Marowak, they may sacrifice the Pelipper, and it looks like they are bringing the Pelipper. Soak it all up. Ooh, they brought in Pelipper to try and get the energy, but they didn't throw. So Dunebug was like, okay, fair enough. I'll bring in Marowak. So my apologies. Oh no. Whoa. I mean, Dunebug thought that yesterdaysan's play. They threw the avalanche bait in the last one. They were like, they'll do it again. And no. And landing the second avalanche attack. Does that mean it's like, is this game one for yesterdaysan? We've got the Thunder Ferrothorn in the back.
It's close. Really needs to get this shield here. So without getting a shield here, that Ferrothorn's Thunder, like it's slow. It's going to need to bait unless we can get. They're going to throw. We're going to get the second move. Oh, does Weather Ball KO from here? This is going to be super close.
Oh, it hangs on. It's going to be able to get the foul play off. Weaken this Pelipper down even more. This is going to be
shield. Oh my goodness! Are we going to see a Bullet Seed down?
I think we.
Surely we see a Bullet Seed down from here.
I think we might.
Even a Hurricane doesn't KO. You need a Weather Ball and a Hurricane. Bullet Seed.
Bullet Seed. And we're seeing the Hurricane go through, but as you said, Ferrothorn is going to be able to tank it. And one more Bullet Seed. Ka-chow! And down goes the Pelipper. Dunebug does lose game 2, but has already won the tournament. If this game happened one game earlier, we would potentially have a bit more suspense. But still, yesterdaysan is yet to be swept, I think. Have they landed a game against all 3 battlers so far?
I am assuming so, but I will quickly click on the thing that tells me yes, indeed. Yesterdaysan has won 1 battle in every of the rounds so far. So can she take out this last matchup?
Yeah, I mean,
and
look,
and like at least put themselves on the winning board, but really show how valuable Dunebug can be.
Yeah, I mean it's a case of like, it may not mean that you're going to become world champion, but it means that you beat Dunebug, and that is like a meal of its own. It's like, yeah, I beat the number 1 in the world. So yeah. And yeah, I mean, could potentially put some fear. I mean, there's also the chance that Dunebug is just like decided like, hey, I won, and threw his phone away. But I don't think Dunebug's the type of guy to just give up on the record to secure these wins in case things move around. Looks like you may be muted. I saw the mouth moving, but I don't think you were speaking to us, so that's all good.
A little every now and then.
But we'll get into the final battle of the tournament. Dunebug versus yesterdaysan. Whoever wins this battle takes out the matchup against each other. So take it away, Dr. T.
Oh no! Oh, Dunebug, no, that's disgusting. Oh, and look how much charm does to Frostlass too.
Oh my gosh!
Not like this. Is Dunebug going to catch an avalanche as well? But at least he's
Dunebug. Oh. Usually, charm is kept for the end of the battle. The 2-shield charm. It looks like Dunebug has opted for, hey, let's bring it straight out. And oh my god! At this point, Ferrothorn has to come out here, and then I guess he's swapping.
Yeah, the switch time is there, so it doesn't even matter. Oh no! What Mandibuzz?
Okay. I guess thinking that it might be Pelipper Swampert in the back. But
this is
yeah.
Oh
yeah. I think yesterdaysan knows what's up.
Oh, it's just when you know that you've got an AWAC in the back against the Ferrothorn. This could be a top left. Oh wow, let's it go.
Okay.
Let's it go. I wanted to use the shields. All right, all right.
Okay. This is now that it's
Yeah.
switched locked in Ferrothorn versus Marowak. Yesterdaysan knows his GGs. There is absolutely nothing that can be done here. But so I think this pretty much does bring us to the end of the end of the tournament here.
Dude, but why did he have to do a dirty like this? It's just. Oh,
Look,
I don't know. I don't know if yesterday's son has children, but it's just rude.
wow. I mean, Dunebug was restrained. They didn't use it in the first two games, but then they were like, "Hey, it would be funny. It would be funny if I did it. I'm gonna bring the Shadow Charm Gardevoir."
And throwing a shadow ball. I mean, I know they're both resisted moves, but
Okay,
shadow ball to a Mandy.
it feels like it's almost bad matters here. Like it's
Yeah, it feels like it's bad. I mean, I think leading a Shadow Gardevoir into a Mandibutt and then having coverage in the back, it's enough bad manners for all of us.
yeah. So I think at the end of the day, look, I think this was the only battle in this tournament that really came down to RPS. I'm not sure if any of the other ones necessarily did. Obviously, Charm is a really powerful move whenever it appears, but this one game was like, look, I I know that Junebug is number one in the world, but I don't think he exactly needed the skills of number one in the world to win a matchup as as rock paper scissors as that. That again, huge congrats to yesterdaysan for doing really well, and congrats to both Imero and Stonecollection for putting up a really good fight in this tournament as well. Unfortunately, yesterdaysan didn't get the win for Stonecollection this time around, but it does mean we can pop back over to this one and say a massive congrats to Dunebug97, who will be competing in the Silph Arena World Championship Finals, which, by the way, it's a bit of an interesting format because it's teams of 8 Pokemon, and each player bans 2 when you match up. So it's going to be something very unique. Very unique.
That is very unique matchups, and I mean, I love it. I think that's great, and you know what matches really well with bringing 8 Pokemon? 6 versus 6. I'd say it all too often. Any chance I get. I'd love to see Pogo implement a 6 versus 6 battle system. It would be a lot of fun and very interesting. But yeah, massive congrats to Dunebug. Just saw like anytime he looked like he was going to lose, he caught something and won. Like just able to find a win con where there was almost no win con.
Yeah, I mean, Dunebug just seemed to have absolutely perfect ability to identify where that win condition was and then just execute it perfectly to the turn. I mean, I don't think I think the stream may have peaked at the very first battle. I don't think I'm gonna forget that Regirock soon, and part of me hopes that Dunebug might bring that Regirock into the World Championship Finals. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it goes. I did speak to him briefly, and he said that he's got some ideas as to what he might be bringing. But
Yeah.
who knows what sort of thing that. But and
So,
then
I just want to clarify. Is the finals? Is it Open Great League or is it the same
Yes,
bands?
it is Open Great League. So it is Azumarill, etc. are back on the table. It is pure Open Great League. Bring 8, ban 2 each round. Double elimination.
Bring 3 Charmers and they can still only ban 2.
Exactly right. So I don't know if Mandibus is going to be as prevalent in that tournament as this one, because it does tend to get counted a little bit by some of the picks that were banned. But either way, we can bring up the bracket for the World Championship Finals now. So this is the bracket that we're going to be seeing. So we're actually going to see Dunebug going ahead to face the Latin America Continental Champion, the 2-time Latin America Continental Champion Ventusky in the very first round there. So definitely going to be a pretty hype matchup for sure. Definitely hoping that we may be able to see that one grace the screen. Then. So definitely, everyone, if you haven't already, do go ahead and follow the Silph Arena Twitch channel. Which it isn't in the description right now, but I'll add it like once we're done on the stream in case you're watching this back later. Because yeah, that is where it's going to be. Follow this. They should be posting out bulk announcements on like the Silph Arena Twitter and the Discord and stuff. So you shouldn't be able to miss it. But with that said, I'm really happy to have been able to kind of cast the tournament with you, Dr. T. I think it's been some of the best battles some of the best display of skill that I've ever seen. And I'm really looking forward to how Junebug is going to go in the finals.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I mean, there's just insanely good battlers who are in the finals there. You know, obviously anyone who won their continentals, amazing battlers. But we've also got Dunebug, Varney, then Tuski, Bibblicious. They're like none of these people are like, oh, who's that person? I've never heard of them before. So yeah, it's just gonna be so fun. And the doubled elimination format. Um, so whoever goes through has like if they go through undefeated, then there will be somebody. No matter who they're up against in the finals, they've got two chances to win. Whereas the other person, once they lose one set, they're out.
Yeah, exactly right.
Looking forward to this. Now, are you involved in the shoutcasting of these finals at all, Steve?
Yes, I will actually be hosting the Silph Arena World Championship finals on that Twitch stream. So expect it. I apologize to everyone that you're gonna have to see this mug and hear more Australian accent. I know you've probably heard enough over the last few hours, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be a very fun event, and I'm really looking forward to potentially seeing some. Well, I mean, I don't know. We're going to see some very high class battles. Let's just leave it at that. And it's going to be really exciting to see that new format kind of come to play. And I'm kind of curious how it's going to go because it's never been tested before. So it's
ultimately we're going to be crowning a new world champion as well. So our good friend Speedy's Chief, who won the last season, going to be moving aside. Much love to Speedy, but there's going to be a new champ in town, and I mean, who's your money on, Steve? Who are you going to put a sneaky fiver on, or a pineapple even?
Look,
or a pineapple down. That's an Australian term.
Yeah, most people in this chat will have no idea what you're talking about. But it's hard to pass off on Dunebug. Like, I haven't seen a lot of Dunebug actually battling, but just watching this tournament, the pure skill that he was able to display, his ability to be able to win in potentially unwinnable matchups, knowing that this is the only way I can win, I have to catch on this turn, and just knowing the exact turn that he has to catch. It may just be like a recent watching bias from the last 2 hours, but at the moment, I'm liking Dunebug.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty hard to know, but looking at the bracket, Dunebug's up against Ventuski in round one.
Yep.
Everyone knows Ventuski. Then, not only is he up against Ventuski, should he win in that round, he's then got Bar the Gamer or Varney.
Yeah.
Like there's no easy route to the finals. So they're all going to be hard battles, and I for one will be hanging out to watch those sweaty battle finals as he casting them with and producing it. Steve, we're looking forward to it heaps. Oh yeah, I'm going to say it. I think it's Ventuski's time. I think Ventuski, he has been in the top 3 every Silph season. He's made every Silph finals. And so he was in the World Championships last season.
Back when they were last season.
Yeah, last season he was in it. He made the final in the so he made the top 8 in the Latin America Silph Championships in season 1. Because I was there, I remember it. And I was in the finals today. So he's always been there. And I just feel like it's Ventuski's time to shine.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, any 8 of these battlers could go ahead and win it all. It's really anyone's game here. They're all really good. I think they're going to be very much down to the wire, and we'll just have to wait and see. So before we do head off, though, I do want to remind everyone that there are the other 3 groups as well to decide that for showcasing the battles to decide the other 3 winners. So My PvP Academia streamed a little bit earlier, so you can watch the VOD on their Twitch channel. I can only imagine they're going to be uploading it to YouTube a little bit later as well, but the Twitch rules say that it can't be up there for 24 hours, so we may see it a little bit later, but go ahead and watch that on Twitch. Again, the links aren't down there at the moment, but in the next half hour, I'm going to have all of the links to where you can watch the other stuff as well. Matt Brewer has uploaded his video on YouTube. And Team Rocket Academy is streaming in approximately 3.5 hours on their Twitch channel as well. So I'll link to all of that. Do go check all of that out so you can get that inside scoop on how these guys battle, how awesome they are. And again, absolute massive congratulations to Dunebug. Huge shout out to the other competitors as well, yesterdaysan, Stonecollection, and IMERA as well, because they really represented their regions well. And massive shout out to Dr. Trotter. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for casting these battles with me. I know we both had to get up a little bit early for this one. We also big apologies to everyone in the chat because we did start like 20 minutes late. I have no idea what the problem was, but I'll figure it out one day potentially. But we got here in the end. So thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for coming out. And we'll see you tomorrow in the World Championship Finals, baby. Woo!
Well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, thanks, Doctor. Smash that subscribe. Okay, yeah, we'll head out now.
Smash it.